Oh, Brendan said, oh, play a man centre mid. Oh, words can't describe. Even White, his hair is fine. He scores filters all the time. That's why we sing the song for Stuart Armstrong. Wink it out.
I don't really know what that was. I think that was some Celtic song about Brendan Rodgers. But welcome back to the next big pod. We haven't done a show in a few weeks. I know you've been missing us, so we're going to give you probably a long one tonight because we've got a lot of shit to talk about. Obviously, with Canelo and GGG getting announced, Canelo's going to win that, and we had some good fights, some shit fights. Do you want to start with the weekend just gone? Shall we go Davis and Walsh, or do you want to go Crawford and what was his fucking name? Diaz. Who wants to start?
Send on to Macho.
Brian, are you hiding there? Huh?
No, you know what? I've to make my bed, so I'm going to make my bed while you're fucking doing this.
Do you want to turn your camera off then?
No, I want people to fucking see me.
All right, let's start with Davis and Walsh. I was really impressed with Davis when he beat Pedraza, but there was rumours of Pedraza being fucked at the weight and he was inactive for a while, blamed DeBella and whatnot. I expected a sort of semi-competitive fight with him and Walsh for 6 rounds or so, then Davis just to blow him away. But to do it in 3 rounds was really impressive, and he's like a mean fucker in that ring. I just like him. You listen to other podcasts, The Asylum, saying that he should go straight in with Loma, and while you can sort of make a case that he should because he's got a belt, I don't agree with that at all. Just let the kid develop because he could be a real special talent. I don't see why anyone would want to send him in with Loma just to get beat straight away, lose his belt, and have to rebuild. So just let the kid have some solid defenses. It's at super feather, so there's no easy touches out there anyway. He's gonna be in learning fights. They're going to be decent fights as well. It's not like he's going to be fighting cabbages. So just let the kid develop, and we've got a special talent on our hands. Basically, that's all I want to say on him.
On that point, yeah, I've seen a lot of people compare it to the Canelo-Floyd situation. They're saying that obviously Canelo was the same age as Davis is at the moment, 22, when he fought Floyd. But the difference is with Canelo fighting Floyd, is that Floyd was such a huge name at the time. Just fighting him would obviously earn you a ton of money, but also the exposure, you get your name out there. It's huge. It's just the whole world is watching you essentially because everyone's there. They're there to watch Floyd, and they're hopefully to see Floyd get beat. But with Davis going against Lomachenko hasn't, not even 1/10 of the star power of the name of Floyd. The loss to Lomachenko, which it would be a loss, he would get an absolute hiding from Lomachenko, who will not give him nearly the exposure that he needs. And it's not, I don't want to be one of these ponces that goes on about risk reward and, accounting and all that bollocks. But, honestly, I want to see the fight eventually. It's going to be a great fight, but I know
this is a case where you can let it marinate for a few years. Lomachenko ain't going nowhere. He's quite happy staying at 130, so it seems. Davis ain't going to be going anywhere. I know he fucked up the weight on the
they'll both probably
on the Friday, but he made the IBF check weight no problem at all. So he can't be that struggling.
Well, yeah, they'll both end up at lightweight eventually anyway, probably, or even 140. So it's they'll meet each other down the line. Again, I'm not the sort of person that says let it marinate, but this is alright. I don't think there's a rush for him to fight Lomachenko, especially considering how deep the division is at 130. There's so many good fights for Davis. Why chuck him in? Well, again, it almost sounds hypocritical because I do want to see the best fights, but I don't think this is the best fight. I think it's an absolute hammering for Davis, and he gets fucking splattered.
No, there's other
really
stuff.
Trying to say that. Sorry, go on.
Go on, no, crack on.
So
mate.
are we trying to kind of say that Davis looks like he could be like the goods? We know Lomachenko's quality. Are we kind of saying that to showcase these two, one's absolutely great and one could be great, we want to see their profiles get built before we showcase it to make it as big a fight as it could be, not in terms of money, but in terms of just getting the casual audience and everyone else involved in it? Because I kind of agree.
It's
I wanna
not even
see
a
it, but
casual
then I'm like,
audience. It's just to give.
I could give a toss about the casual audience. I think more a case of letting Davis develop his skills a bit more, so it could actually be a competitive fight, rather than
Yeah,
is that not being a
that's
bit
it.
hypocritical? Because we always say, we said it's about family, and we say it's about all Hearns guys. But if you've got a world title, do it now.
No, well, there's no need. There's a difference between fighting, unifying, or fighting another champ or another top 10 contender, and then fighting the best person there is in a sport of this generation. It's just asking a bit much of a 22-year-old kid.
No, it is, and I think
I'm asking Davis to fight. You know, again, the division's really stacked. He can
Yeah,
fight
like
someone
if he was to fight like a Jezreel Corrales or something, that's a
I'm
great
saying
fight
fight
again.
those guys, not fight like fucking the puffs that Hearn puts his champions in with. The fucking top 15 IBF from fucking Georgia. I want him to actually fight other fighters that are on his level and eventually develop to make this fight competitive. Because I don't
Like
think
if Vargas is sticking around, fight someone like Vargas, for example. That's a great fight. And Vargas is fucking good as well, or Salido or Farmer. There's plenty of good people in that division. If he fights a stiff or a can, then slag him by all means, but don't slag him for not fighting
that was
Lomachenko.
Mando, wasn't it? So we'll find out what he's gonna do next.
Yeah, but Walsh ain't no bum. I know the Americans will call him like a Euro bum or a Brit bum, whatever, but Walsh ain't a bum, and he just absolutely battered him.
Walsh didn't do anything though, did he? To be fair,
I think he froze up. He looked like he froze up. I mean, it was weird because you could just tell straight away that Davis was just so much quicker, so much sharper with that left hand, and it's so easy to sit here on my sofa. And I don't want to criticise Walsh too much, but he did look like he froze. And he talked before the fight about, he said like he's adaptable, and I was just like, well, mate, you're not, because you can't sit there trying to counterpunch someone like Davis because it's never going to work. And I'd love to. I know it's never going to happen, but I'd love to go to the corner and the corner just say, look, mate, you're going to get knocked out. There's no point trying to drag it to the 6th round because he ain't going to blow up. He ain't going to gas out because you're not making him work. Just go out there, put your head down, plant your feet for 30, 60 seconds and see what happens. Because after the first minute, he was like, it's only a matter of time. And I thought he froze up and he was tentative in the offense that he did throw. He didn't look like he threw anything with any conviction. It was just a matter of time. I thought he's better than that, but it was quite a poor showing. I don't think there's any, you can't really get away from that. It was pretty bad.
What did you make of the stoppage? Because obviously Bunce, Barry Jones,
Could have stopped it
TBE,
the first
and
time.
yeah, I don't know what Richie Woodall was going on about.
I have no idea. I actually think that the speed in which the ref jumped in after, you kind of made me think. I think he wanted to stop it there and then, but he thought as it's his hometown fighter, we're going to give him every chance, and he let him carry on. And then what did he take? 2 punches and jump straight in. That makes me think he wanted to stop it straight away. So no complaints from me at all.
it's more of the
Just
case.
going back to Davis, crack on that.
I was just going to say,
Go on, mate.
again, referee just being a bit tentative again, as Matthew said about wanting to give the home fighter all the advantages he got. Again, if he stopped him literally on the knockdown, I don't think there would be any complaints. It's the fact that the ref was a bit indecisive about it that I think drew the complaints.
Can I say something? Before you go back to what you were going to say. See, like Liam Walsh. Like, you know how they were all mouthy as fuck during the press week, and then like come fight night, it just looked as if he froze. I don't know if you have ever been in this position before, right? But you know how you kind of go out clubbing and you drop a couple of Swedgers, a couple of Ectos, and you're absolutely peeking out your fucking barnet, right? And you're fucking absolutely dancing. Maybe you've got a couple of glow sticks just for the effect and what. You pull a fucking decent bird, you get the horn right. So you're back to a party with this bird, but you're full of sweeties, and she's a wee belter. And then you got the state to try to shag it and you can't get hard on. That's exactly what that was. Okay. Right.
Going back to sort of Davies' development, do you think because he's with Floyd, he's getting like extra stick than he would do if he was with like Oscar or Bob, for example? He'd get a pass. Because a lot of them, like your Steve Kims and your Gabe Montoyas of the world, they've been slagging Floyd off, saying the relationship with Davis is non-existent. But I thought the pair of them was like acting like a couple of school kids all week. They look like best friends, man, not people who don't like each other. No,
I have to say on Floyd, I think he's fucking great because he's the best fighter of our generation. I thought he could have just retired and just stayed in Vegas and pissed all his money out the wall. I originally thought this money team, this Mayweather Promotions, was a bit of a gimmick, but it ain't. It's legit. He's been over here. He's done the promotional bit. He's done all the sit down interviews with like Warren and BT. They came over fight week. He's quite clever, Floyd. He knows about how valuable the UK market is. He's got Gervonta Davis over. They came in, they fucked around massively. They promoted themselves, come out to Michael Jackson, kick fuck out of Liam Walsh in 3 rounds, and then just got out of town. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. And I'm a big fan of everything that they did. And I've got no idea why they're giving them so much stick. How great is it that Floyd's over here? And, what's his name? Badou Jack was over as well. I thought it's fucking great. Brilliant.
Well, I tweeted and you commented on it. I said it's brilliant. Like the Floyd circus is amazing.
Oh yeah, it's great.
He's like a pantomime villain. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
he is a dickhead. Don't get me wrong. As a bloke, I think he's a cunt. But the old circus that goes with him is brilliant, and you can't deny that it is.
The thing is,
I suppose if you're a young fighter, it can sort of take away the shine from you, and it does to an extent. If Floyd stood next to you, Floyd gets a question about if he's fighting again.
But that's only good for Davis, though, isn't it? That's only good for Davis.
He did. It did make me laugh because he said, "We're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about Gervonta Davis."
But I'm going to talk
for the
about
next
me
20
anyway.
seconds, Floyd talked about himself, and I thought, "It's brilliant."
Yeah, it's not cool to say it but boxing for me is at its best when you've got razzmatazz and showbiz and all that outside the ring, but then you deliver in the ring. And I just think with the money team, they do that. I thought that their whole shtick all week was just brilliant. It was a lot of fun. I think it did, Warren a lot of good and done BT a lot of good, and also done themselves a lot of good. I don't think. I would imagine that Davis was quite happy to travel, and I think probably Floyd said, "Look, it'll be good for you, and it'll be good to raise your profile by going to the UK." I thought it was a real smart move, and I can't really talk highly enough of what they did. I thought it was fucking awesome, and I'd like to see more of it.
What about the TNT spokesperson? What was he speaking now?
We obviously I'm obviously venting my anger towards the West Coast like journalists in America, because we all know that they've got a fucking strong allegiance to the wild card gym, and Jim's doing that way, and anything else is just fucking, they don't give a fuck. They slag the PBC all the time, and rightly so, because it's an absolute fucking shambles, right? But this is where the hypocrisy comes. They've done nothing but slag Floyd for the day he made his debut, saying that he's not a proper world champion because he didn't fight outside of America, right? And then as soon as he gets one of his fighters to travel, they shit on him and say, "Aye, that's great fucking promoting. You're basically your first defence, your fighter, you're sending them abroad." So that he couldn't win either way, right? And this is, it kind of extends onto the Lomachenko talk. I was making a point today, they're not holding Canelo to the same standards. I never listened to their podcast once where they were demanding Canelo fight any champions at 160 or 154. They weren't fucking champing the bit for Canelo to fight one of the Charlo brothers. I never heard them fucking say that once. But never turned around and says fight Andre. All I kept hearing was when Andre's name get mentioned, but he wanted 50-50 with Cotto. What's that got to fucking do with it? Did they offer Andre the fight or no? No, because it doesn't suit the agenda. We all know Floyd's an absolute wanker, right? We obviously know why he didn't fucking go abroad. But as well, they keep talking about Canelo's fighting this because of money. They're always making excuses for Canelo because he's a De La Hoya fighter. But see, when Floyd fucking always fought people because of money, they're shitting on him. Canelo's running opponents late. It's an absolute fucking disaster. Did you see Floyd? Let's be honest. Did you see Floyd become a world champion and then fight fuckers like Liam Smith and Amir Khan? I know that if Floyd fought Amir Khan,
he ducked Amir Khan.
Yeah.
It's just I don't like the hypocrisy when it comes to that. But with Gervonta Davis, man, I can remember when they were fighting Pedraza, and there wasn't really a lot of people picking Pedraza, picking Davis because they didn't really know much about him. I'd obviously watched a couple of these fights, right? But I was really kind of just picking on the fact that he was TMT, because I didn't really expect him to be a boxer puncher. Every time you watched him, he was just a really come forward, aggressive fighter. But I just think that was more to do with the fact he was fighting shite. He was just fighting pure bums all the time, so he was just staying in the pocket and going to war non-stop. But he absolutely schooled Pedraza, and then after he'd done that, there was excuses about Pedraza's weight and all that. But that's his fault. Davis made the weight. Davis done his job. like I've no sympathy for a boxer who, I was out of shape. You know how Brandon Rios is saying I had to lose 40 pounds for the fucking Tim Bradley fight, or 50 pounds? That's your own fault, you big fat Mexican cunt. Just say keep the weight off. It's your professional job. Imagine me, like, I'm a postman and me deliberately break my own fingers. Oh, I can't come and deliver fucking mail because I've no fingers. So they kept making excuses, and Buncey was terrible for it at the weekend, making excuses over like the Pedraza fight. I'm not sold on this guy and all that. I was like, look, we get it. Buncey's basically turned into like a Paul Smith. He's just desperate to keep his job in BT.
Well, they're about the same size, aren't they? The pair of them.
Aye, true. Aye. So. But Davis was punch perfect the weekend. I mean, like Box Nation were asking what was your favourite thing over the weekend, and that's what I just basically said. I was like, Gervonta Davis coming over here and proving everybody fucking wrong. I was like, he was absolutely punch perfect. I mean, I know people have got an issue with like the Irish boxers. I know they like to like kind of like fucking noise them up, right? But I said I was like, Gervonta, he doesn't fight similar to Cal Frampton, but he uses his size the exact same way. Let's see when you watch Frampton more, apart from the Leo Santa Cruz fight at the start of the year. See, for a guy his size, he's always beating somebody to the jab because he's timing. Let's see if you looked at like all the taller, longer fighters. Like Cal Frampton was always beating them in the jab, and that is exactly what Gervonta Davis was saying. They were kept making out he's a wee fighter and all that, and Liam Walsh was bigger. But it makes absolutely real difference. See if you're a taller guy with longer arms and all. See, unless you know how to use that, you're going to be shit. And Davis was absolutely fucking outstanding.
He's fucking quick as well, though.
Oh. And like he wasn't wasting any punches either. You know how like people that thought that when Davis goes to Floyd, he's going to basically turn into this fucking defensive fighter. No, he's not. And I'm sick. I know I'm a Floyd fanboy, but people really need to stop being so ignorant when it comes to Mayweather. See if you need to fucking split his career in half. See when he was at the lower weights at his right proper weight. Floyd was fucking like Gervonta Davis multiplied by 100. But see when he started going up in the weights and he didn't obviously want to lose, he turned into that more defensive fighter. Like people just think, let's see, even like Floyd v. Cotto, it was until that he got that Showtime contract that he turned really fucking ultra defensive. But it's just pure ignorance. Davis was fucking absolutely outstanding the weekend. I wasn't that high on Walsh. I know there was some people like on the Dafties picking Walsh and saying Gervonta Davis will gas, but we had this with the Pedraza fight as well, where they were going to say that he gasped, but the punch that hurt me was fucking sweet, man. And his power is legit. That was absolute fucking better. That was precision as well. See where he punched him? It was just fucking full on the glove. Lovely. TMT. Woo! Carry on.
I forgot what I was going to say before Brian jumped in there. What was I going to say? I can't remember. Let's move on to Crawford anyway. Or was there anything on that undercard you want to talk about? Alex, do you want to talk about your new boy Dubois?
That wee bum fight that was a pure fucking war.
What one?
Pigford one.
The Pigford one? What do you want to talk about it?
I know people were kind of happy, but it was pure fucking brutality. But you know, I'm a boxing snob, and I thought it was absolutely fucking garbage.
You're a fucking cunt.
No, but
right. Anyway, just one quick thing before we move on, because there was nothing on that undercard really worth mentioning. That them BT shows, the standards all sort of been the same, but I don't really care about this, but I know some people do. The sort of production quality of BT is getting better. It's more like streamlined. It's just nicer to watch now.
They've done
I don't know if any of you agree with that or disagree.
I thought it would take them a bit of time to hit their stride, but I think they've done quite well. I think Dempsey's just a fucking man, isn't he?
Yeah,
I could just listen to him just constantly. They should just bin everyone else off and just let him just talk for ages. He's brilliant. Listen, the cricket just fucking hates everyone and everything. He's just the same. I love it.
How good was it?
One thing they do need to do is get Barry Jones not as a pundit and put him on fucking commentary and have Richie Woodall just chat shit from the side of the ring.
True. Aye. How good was it when Buncey and Moondog started arguing and like fucking Paul Dempsey was fucking raging, man, and told me shut it. He was fucking raging, man.
See,
He was like, "What? Speak one at a time."
Warren said that. I think it was like before the BT thing started. He did say that they would have like a neutral sort of commentary to him. He did sort of say something like, "Sometimes I don't like things that they might say or what some of the panel said before, but we're not going to censor anyone." He said that beforehand, and he seems so far to be fairly true to his word where Dempsey's involved, because he hasn't been censored yet. Whether he does or not is another matter, I guess.
You know what I
He's
think?
fucking savage.
Aye, I think it is with Dempsey. Dempsey doesn't need that job, so doesn't give a fuck. So basically, he's going to say what he wants because he knows that that's no his only breadwinner. He'll hear a lot of gigs elsewhere, but you've got the likes of Bunsey that's not really got a lot that is really. Bunsey was all right in Box Nation. Like he was like Uncle Buck, wasn't he? Just a big daft bastard that they fucking took seriously. Totally fucking tragic, man.
Well, now he's on like a proper channel with professionals. He looks amateurish again, but when he's on Box Nation with the Viking hat, it's quite funny, isn't it?
Aye. Fucking
what did you get about?
It's up at 4 in the morning and all that.
So what I didn't get about Bunsey is he talks absolute bollocks, but then at the end of the fight, he's talking a lot of sense. So before he was, I hate all the, the Jeff Lacey comparisons, and he's talking nothing but bollocks, and then. And sometimes he knows what he's talking about. So I don't really know if he's just going down the Robbie Savage route of just trying to be loud and controversial. I don't know. But he's a fucking pain in the arse.
I think he does play up to it massively.
What I did say though is I do think there's definitely a fucking bit of pissing contest between the old guard, like Box Nation, and the new staff for BT, because they two are kind of clashing non-stop.
Well, it's understandable, isn't it? Because Box Nation was going for like 5 years, and now people like Dempsey and fucking Skeletor and McIntosh have come in and just taken all their gigs, and they're not even better at it.
But I can't.
Other than Dempsey.
Like I obviously know stuff, but I can't say fucking on that because it's obviously private. But hopefully we can get Barry Jones on fucking at some point, because I was going to ask Barry to see if he wanted to come on here, but I'll just kind of give him time to like bed in and that. But I hopefully get.
Well, they kept him as a pundit this time, didn't they? The 3 previous shows they used him as a commentator up until 8 o'clock and then binned him off. So at least he's been on screen the whole time for this show.
I think BT are doing the same as Sky have done, and basically reading like what's happening in social media, because McIntosh was on commentating there after the first week or so, and everyone was absolutely pounding him, man. He's only been doing the interviews and that now. He's not really on commentary.
No, Barry Jones I know we'd like Barry Jones anyway, but he's a good pundit as well. Like, just him being himself. Even if you don't know him, people will like him and his opinion, although you may not agree with him all the time. The way he says it comes across to a casual quite well. Like, you understand what he's saying. Exactly. Like when Bunce goes off on one, he's like coughing and spluttering, saying Jeff Lacey this, Jeff Lacey that, and you just think, yeah, I don't even understand what you're saying, and we know the game. But to a casual, you're just watching it, and it's just some big fat sweaty lump chatting shit.
I remember that. Obviously, I like Barry Jones, and it's no fucking secret. So I obviously DM'd him one time and saying, I'm not trying to fucking blow smoke up your arse or nothing, but I was like, he was the first person I ever heard talking about like southpaws and like orthodox people always trying to fucking get foot position to get in, to like, so they're basically get sent to the ring and they're fucking in the best position possible to land their punches. He was the first person I'd ever hear saying that, and I was like, you basically talk to people that are stupid and basically understand it easy. You simplify everything. So, I'm a fanboy. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, basically our only takeaway from BT so far is give us more fucking Barry Jones. That's all we want. And we did get more Barry Jones when they did Crawford and Diaz. Have you seen this fight, Brian?
Absolutely fucking not, man. I didn't even know I had the cards on my telly until about half an hour ago.
You'd have liked it because it was just Crawford putting on a pure boxing display. You'd have got like a semi over it. It was Team Black slickness for you.
It was bear witness to slickness. It was good.
But I heard it was black slickness with serious attitude, and you know I'm all about attitude. I like Floyd. I'm not.
I told you on a Sunday morning he's a cunt. He is Crawford. He backed Diaz up, but like in the ninth ninth or 10th round it was, and he just tapped him on the head like 8 or 9 times, just
It was
taking the
the 10th.
piss, just going bum bum, just dinging him on the head, not hitting him, just like tapping him on the top of his forehead. And Steve Willis broke it up, and he was like, "The fuck are you doing?"
See, I like
Finish
that.
him.
I like that. It's like I like Lomachenko. You know how when Lomachenko was in that mad door and everybody's like, "That's disrespectful." I was like, "Is it? Fuck, this guy knows he's too good and he's making an absolute cunt to you."
Well, with
Give me
Crawford,
that.
I know he's a bit of a bad boy outside the ring, and that like he's got in trouble with the law a few times, hasn't he? But when people interview him, he's bland as fuck. Like he's a real character.
It's the thing is, you really need to. I think you really need to kind of gain his trust a wee bit, because I remember when I seen him in the Golden Gloves in 1992, and it took me forever to soften up so I could get into him. But he's a decent bloke, Alex left, man. He was on for about 10 minutes. What a wee prick.
But talk about the fight anyway. He literally just clowned Diaz, and this is an Olympic gold medalist who's got one disputed loss and another loss. You could dispute both of them, fair enough. But the Peterson fight, I thought he won. And Crawford literally just played with him. It took him a round or two to figure him out, 3 out of push, and then after that, it was just not competitive at all.
I thought we set the scene
could have
in the
been
first
stopped
round,
after.
to be honest. Came out with that jab, that long jab, tripling it up, doubling it up, tripling it up, and it was kind of, again, it was almost like the Davis fight. I thought, so it was over from there. Just that he established that jab, and Diaz was done after that. Just couldn't get inside.
I know you get switch hitters, and I know you get good switch hitters, but there's no difference when Crawford's in an orthodox stance or a southpaw. He's probably the best, or one of the best.
He fought
southpaws
southpaw the whole fight, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he's one of the best southpaws in the sport, and he's top 2 southpaw and probably top 2 orthodox in the whole sport at the minute. He's so good.
Is he the most comfortable boxer, switching stance that you've ever seen?
Yeah. I
Other
would
than
say so,
Tyson
yeah.
Fury against Madonna.
Oh, that southpaw jab Tyson Fury throws. Oh.
Junior Witter, though, he was a good switch hitter.
Yeah, but I mean, there's levels to the game, isn't there? And
oh, he's a bit level above, you mean? Yeah, that's fair enough.
That's the Ankle Gym train every day to do that.
What do you want next from Crawford then? What the Ndongo fight? I know you're a belt whore, Brian, but that's a pathetic mismatch. That.
Yeah, but you've got to do it. You've got.
Ndongo done a better job than Ricky Dunst and fucking Crawford did.
No, yeah. Ricky Burns didn't win a round up in Ndongo, so you're right. Yeah. In Ndongo's awkwardness, maybe it could present a different problem to solve for the first round or so, but.
The way that mandatory's talking, the only way the Crawford and Ndongo fight happens if he drops that IBF belt. He says he's not taking step aside money or nothing.
Who's the mandatory now?
Is it Libnets or something like that?
Lipinets.
Oh yeah. Sergei Libinets, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know. Money. Well, Crawford, if he gets the 4 belts, then he's going to vacate them all anyway. So you'll get like another championship scramble. So they maybe could just pay some step aside. And he'll quite happily wait his turn for a belt he can win against a bum rather than lose to Crawford.
If you're Crawford, that's the fight to do, though, isn't it? You win all 4 belts, then just drop them all and just fuck off and move up. Well, what was he on fight now? 158, 159 in the ring or something? I think they said
Crawford?
He was. Yeah.
I don't think Crawford was that heavy. It was Diaz that was 160.
Yeah, he was 160. I'm sure they said that Crawford was in the high 150s. He's fucking big lump, isn't he?
Well, that Diaz looked much bigger. The size disparity I thought was quite noticeable. I don't think Crawford looks a big boy at 140 at all.
Well, what is he? 5'8", 5'9". He's not small.
Yeah, but he's not like stacked. He's not wide. He's just quite spindly.
No,
there's not a lot to him.
Diaz is a lot smaller and stockier, isn't he?
Yeah, I suppose with the height he can carry the weight up better as he moves up. But at 147.
I think the difference with Crawford though is you could tell, see from 135 to 140, you could tell he was basically killing himself, and I think he's basically killing himself to make 140. I think see if he went to 147, he would look absolutely fucking huge. It wouldn't take him much. It wouldn't be a case of like a Canelo kind of thing. He would just look massive, man. His back would be fucking huge.
Here's one for you then. Hypothetically, if he moved up next fight, and you could pick any of the welterweights, I say the number 1 welterweight now, are you going to say it is Manny Pacquiao still, or are you going Keith Thurman?
Manny Pacquiao.
Fighting a bum. All right, so if Crawford moved up to 147, I know Pacquiao don't really work because he's not a big 147, but say if Crawford moved up tomorrow to fight him, who would you favour?
Who would I favour him against?
Yeah. Because I don't think any of them 147s beat him personally. Depends if Spence is legit, and we'll get to that later, but I don't think Thurman beats him. I don't think Brook beats him. Porter obviously doesn't beat him. Danny Garcia doesn't beat him.
Emir Khan.
I think he schools Pacquiao. He knocks Khan out.
Sam Egan.
Oh, Midlands Margarito.
But take Frankie.
I don't think any of them beat him. I think he is that good.
I think it's a big jump to go straight up from 140 to 147 against the elite guys. But one thing about Crawford, when you watch him, he's so fucking calm. And one of the things I really like, and I do fucking bang on about this a lot, is like Brit boxers, they can't do the inside work very well. And what fucking Crawford was great at with that long jab. And you could see Diaz was trying to get inside and trying to close the distance. But when he did, Crawford would just tie him up and just spin him, lean on him, push him off, and then just go again. I think sometimes it's just a little thing to separate like the good fighters from the really good fighters. And he's so calm and composed, whether he's in the pocket, even when he's getting tagged, he does sort of back out with his hands down. He gets it with like a few right hooks and stuff. He never looks flustered. He's always pretty calm, composed, and he always answers back. I think he's fucking quality, but maybe risky picking him to go straight in against one of the top 2 or 3 in the division at 147. I must say.
I don't think it is with him. I don't think it is.
You know what never gets mentioned? Crawford, you know how they always talk about like that shifting, but it's always Eastern Europeans. See, Crawford does that, but it's in a really fucking quick way. See if you watch him the way he just kind of he switches his stance, so like. See when he's getting somebody back, it's more about. I noticed this when he had like Burns backed up against the ropes. What he would do is he would just fucking totally shift his stance, so like Burns wouldn't know. Like see if he was going to the left of the body. See, he tried to switch his stance. Burns didn't know like where the fuck he was going, so he would just go straight. He would go for a right punch to the head, then right to the body, and like it just constantly shift his stance. Like just be like, it was fucking beautiful. But you don't ever get people saying that about Crawford just because he's not a white Eastern European. It's a bit racist. I bet, you know what, I'm fucking Team Lucky. Carry on.
There is definitely a race element in boxing at the minute. And you either love the white Eastern Europeans or you love the blacks, and you can't seem to like both.
I love the blacks.
For whatever reason, that seems to be. Well, we know you do because you're a racist. Yeah, Brian's racist the other way. Brian hates white people. I love everyone.
Have a shaggy anything? No, that's the thing.
Well, back to Crawford being effortless. How good he is at the minute when he doesn't even look like he's trying, or he's not. No. He's not even at like 90%. If someone pushes him,
he's just cruising,
and we get to see how good he is, he could be phenomenal. Because at the minute he's pissing around.
What do we think of his power, though? What do you think of his power?
He hits hard enough.
I don't think it's going to be hindering like 147.
No, you don't need to be a knockout puncher. This is a myth. You need to have enough power so you can keep people honest. That's all you need.
Look, I think there's a bit of fucking boxing snobbery when it comes to Crawford. Like people talking about Diaz as if he's some sort of fucking bum and saying, "Oh, nobody wanted this fight." I can tell you right now. See if it was a case of like Crawford versus Peterson, they would have all been happy with that. Diaz beat Peterson. Whether people, I've not heard one person ever say Peterson like fucking beat Diaz, right? So see if it was Peterson, they'd be like, "Oh, that's a really, really good fight." Peterson's the guy that beat Garcia. Diaz, I know it's like basically like the guy that beat the guy that beat the guy, but just because Diaz hasn't got like this big like name in America, but they were all shitting on it and saying, "Oh, he's fucking fighting nobody. His resume's shite." No, it's fucking not. Diaz.
Well, the only people saying it is your Kevin Owens of the world.
Nah, true, but I seen like people like I seen the fucking usual like I don't want to slag them because I'm going to end up meeting them in Vegas, but the ones that are always up like fucking like leave it in the rings fucking arse, like basically saying they're always slagging Golovkin's resume, but that's far better than Crawford's and blah 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 this and blah 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 that. I was like, that's not really, it isn't really. Diaz is a legit. I mean. Everybody's like, oh, Pearson would be a good fight for like Keith Thurman. He's mandatory. That would be a good fight, but don't accept it. But see if you turn around and says, what about like Diaz for Thurman? Diaz beat Peterson, the black. It's just because the guy isn't well known. He's a Puerto Rican fighter that doesn't get promoted, but it's a bit of fucking snobbery.
Dominican.
Yeah, he's Dominican.
Is it Dominican? Aye, so he is. He's like Nez, isn't he? Nez, you big grassing bastard. Nez, remember you fucking went to the FBI and stuck people in and they got to jail because you were a drug runner? Oh, he might be going to Vegas or not. He's a big bastard. He kept my cunt in. Ignore that, Nez. I was lolling. Did you talk about the relic robbery? No, I've not seen this. Was this a robbery?
I didn't see it. It was on the Darrell card. I didn't know if Sky... Did Sky have that? Because I didn't watch it if they did. I was watching Crawford.
I wanted to know how everybody was watching that card, where it was...
There was so much boxing on this weekend. It was a fucking joke.
Quickly, did you see the Raymundo Beltran knockout or the fight? Because it was only 2 rounds. Did you see that match, Joe?
I saw on the Vine. I went pure Rocco, and I've seen the leaping left hook.
Oh, brilliant little fight, that.
That's it.
Beltran was down in the first round, looked a bit out of sorts, and then in the second round just flatlined him.
It's a good punch.
Yeah, you don't usually see that.
Cheating bastard.
Like, when they get carried out and they're on oxygen and that, they usually... Something bad's happened, it's a sustained beating, but from a one punch, like a one-hit quitter to do it, don't often see that.
Obviously, I'm showing a lot of heat for the West Coast here, but that's another guy just because he's for the Freddie Roach gym. It just the drug seems to get swept under the carpet. But every time like Floyd's name mentioned, they call him Floyd IV and this piss. It's just another case of biasness. Beltran failed a fucking drugs test. He is a cheat. But just because he's got a sob story, I couldn't give a fuck if he gets shot in the head with a cartel. He could have killed. Let's see if they want to be serious about this. I was at that AO fight in Vegas, right? He fucking vaporized him. You're trying to tell me he couldn't have killed him being full of the steroids? How do we know that he wasn't like full of drugs against Burns? He fucking broke Ricky's jaw. Absolutely snapped the fucker. So,
and Ricky Burns didn't quit.
I didn't. He went the fucking 12. Went the fucking 12th, man. And he deserved that fucking result. He deserved that robbery because of it. Shit.
What would have happened if he had Gary Lockett in his corner and he had a broken jaw?
Who's that? Gary Lockett? Or Gary Lockett?
Yeah, Gary Lockett.
Man. I don't even want that. Smith will watch. Smith will, like, fucking Williams will go back to the corner and fart and probably get pulled out. Fucking quitting Welsh cunts.
Right, well, none of us, has any of us seen any of these Darrell fights? Darrell and Relic, and have you seen them?
Oh, I've seen the Darrell Uzgakaki, whatever his name is, fucking Kazi fight. I've seen.
Do you want to talk about that? It won't stop Brian talking about it because.
Well, no one really cares about
Brian doesn't need. Well, Brian don't need to see a fight to talk about it.
No, it's just a knockout you want to talk about, don't we? Or the disqualification.
I've been on Adam Abramovich's Facebook the day, man, arguing with a black fella that was trying to defend us, and every country was calling him ghetto. It's like, well, you can't be ghetto, man. It's like, you fucking dogs. So we just get, whatever, carry on.
The disqualification is bullshit, and I don't know if you can actually hear him saying this in the crowd. His corner, but someone said you can. I think it was Shep, so we just go along with it. That they're saying stay down.
Aye.
When he's looking to get up. Is that true or is that false?
No, I've seen it a couple of times. It seems like the ref is saying, like, stay down, get down, or get off, or something like that. But you can, like, the ref, he gets done. The punt, he's throwing the combination. It's like a split second after the bell. It goes down. The ref says to him, "Are you all right?" He's on his knees. He says, "Yeah, I'm all right." And the ref goes over to the corner, and you can see Darrell looking at his corner. There's a conversation going on, and then he just fucking flops onto his back like a fucking spastic.
No,
and then the ref starts getting proper busy and starts shouting, starts saying, "Oh, I'm going to disqualify him. I'm going to disqualify him." It's fucking disgraceful, I thought.
No, somebody was telling him to stay down, so it must have been his corner that was shouting, "Stay down, stay down."
But by rights, you shouldn't get disqualified for that anyway, should you? Unless it's really intentional and really late. If that landed just on the bell or after the bell, he goes to the card. So the fuck they disqualify him for?
Well, I don't know why the ref just got really busy. I don't know why he was so keen to do it. Because he asked him first, "Are you okay?" And Darrell, you can clearly say Darrell nods his head and goes, "Yeah." And then he starts talking to his corner, and you could definitely hear someone shouting, sort of "get down" or "get off," something like that. I thought personally it was the ref, but you could definitely see. I was just watching it like just before we came on, and then he just rolls onto his back. And you can tell. I was watching the American feed, and they're quiet throughout. They're not really saying much at all. And I think you can tell that they think it's all fucking bullshit as well, but no one wants to say it. Darrell's just gone and done a Darrell, hasn't he?
Who was the commentator? Was it Paulie M? Pauliem?
Yeah, it was the Showtime crew.
What, Ronaldo and that?
Yeah.
Was Peter
I
Cabs
don't
on the
know. I
mic?
can't really comment about the fight. Because I haven't seen it. But do you want to give a quick breakdown of how it was going if you have watched it?
Yeah, I've seen it. Well, it was just Darrell just doing his usual stuff. He's fucking his matrix moving around all over the place. And that Uzcategui looks like a fucking strong lump. I thought it was a close fight. I thought he was starting to hurt Darrell and starting to break him down, especially sort of like later on. Yeah, it was just what it was, pretty nip and tuck. I think the Showtime guys had him maybe 1 or 2 rounds up. I can't really remember, but it was getting close and it was getting hard work down the stretch. And Darrell was doing his usual and running and sort of firing off combinations and then running again. And then when he got the opportunity to quit, he did exactly that. But I feel sorry for that. I've never heard of that Uzcategui fella before. I've never seen him before, but I don't think he's going to have many people sort of rushing to try and fight him after that. Not the disqualification, just because he looks like a fucking handful.
I seen him in the Golden Gloves.
He ate that shot up from that Leon Lawson fella. He ate that up like a champ. Just didn't budge.
That's disgraceful.
I went all quiet.
Oh, I don't know.
Is Sam still there?
We still there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at my hair, by the way. That's absolutely fucking glowing. Honestly. Right.
Also on that, Relic had another robbery loss, so that's 2 in a row. And Gary Russell Jr. won. He beat that Oscar Escandone. So now Gary Russell Jr. will be inactive for another 12 months.
Well, how long did that fight last?
I think it was 8 rounds. 8 or 10 anyway, something like that.
I think I saw it up to round 4. He knocked him down in round 3. And then I just fucking switched it off.
I hate Gary Russell with his little T-Rex arms. Can't stand him.
Is he on Twitter? I'm going to fucking tweet him.
Did anyone watch the Benavides fight?
My boy?
No. That was on the same card.
I have no idea. No, I don't know. I don't think it was actually. I'm not sure.
Too much stuff this week to keep track of. If you're actually a proper hardcore helmet and you watch everything, then fair play to you. McKetch, if you're listening, respect.
Who? Big shout out to Cam. He'll have watched fucking every single fucking
Cam
fight.
don't listen to us.
I know, but big shout out to him anyway.
Leon does. Leon will watch everything as well. Big respect to Leon as well. And any other you sad acts that watch everything. I do most of the time, but I have better things to do this weekend.
I was in Peppa Pig World this weekend, so I was struggling.
Did you go there with the wife?
Yeah, I went with the kids and that, so I got back late, and then I've just been trying to catch up.
Where did you your wins?
Sorry?
Don't answer that. Don't answer
What did you
that.
say?
How old are your
Where did
kids?
you your wins?
I'm not telling you can.
How about you, Jerry?
They're young, aren't they?
I hope they are going to fucking Pepper.
Well, they're not fucking 21, are they? Going to Peppa Pig World, you prick.
Well, we don't know.
You're better off saying you're better off saying they are over 18 because then Brian's interest will wane and everything. Isn't that right, Brian?
Fucking Greek bastards with hairy oxters and all that anyway. Fuck them.
Right, let's move on then. Do you want to talk about Canelo and GGG announcement? Because Macho's put what we know in his supercomputer simulator and has come up with a result.
Well, no, I don't know whether it's worth doing it now or whether you want to save it till fight night or maybe the time's gone. But
no, let's go now because it's big, and we can go again anyway because there's a while to go before then.
What I thought might be an idea to do. What if we try and kind of break it down a little bit and then see where we end up? So.
All right.
So I'm just going to chuck some things out there, and we'll hang on. Let me just make a little. I've got a bit of pen and paper here. Hold up. Right. So jab. Who do we think's got a better jab?
Golovkin.
GGG, but Canelo's jab is vastly underrated and being overlooked.
Brian.
Golovkin.
Right, because I think, I'd go with Golovkin, but I agree with Carpy. I think his jab is massively underrated, and in the last fight,
it's quick to the target, and it looks powerful.
It does, especially
Canelo's jab.
In the last fight. I know he's fighting a fucking punch bag, but that jab looked vicious, and Barry Jones even said the same. Like it was vicious, it was snappy. I think his jab's definitely underrated. But yeah, all right, we'll put a tick in Triple G for jab. All right, easy one next. Footwork.
Golovkin. I'm going to be honest. I've been on record already on Twitter saying there isn't one thing that Canelo can do better than Golovkin that's going to have any relevance. And I think people says his hand speed, and I was like, well, that's fucking absolutely irrelevant in this fight.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Right. So footwork. So all right. So here's a question for you then. If people say, I mean, Shep said it as well, that he's one of the best offensive fighters in the world. Golovkin's got the best offensive footwork. So against what's his name? Who did he fight the last fight again? What's his name? Danny Jacobs, right? So he struggled to pin Danny Jacobs down. Now, if he's supposed to have elite footwork,
his footwork was terrible in that fight.
Right. So
not terrible. That's harsh, but
are we sleeping on Danny Jacobs a little bit, or is Triple G's footwork not as good as we think it is, or is it a bit of both?
It depends who he's against, it, because Jacobs is a mover, and Canelo's not going to be doing that, so he's going to be a lot easier for Golovkin to pin down. But again, people make out Canelo's got like concrete feet, and he has got slow feet, but his footwork isn't bad.
No,
he's never off balance ever.
All right, so what? Moving on. So, Brad, do you want to say something about that Jacobs fight?
Well, I thought Golovkin would have wiped him out after 4 rounds, so I can't do nothing but say that Jacobs was better than I thought. But we're going to need to see what he's like on Canelo, because Jacobs' best fucking win was like Quillen after about 90 seconds, right? But this was the same guy that got put in his arse with the Latin snake. So we need to wait to see. That's fucking dynamite, man. Big shout out to Boston, who says the Latin snake would have been a nightmare for Golovkin. Yeah, you big bald cunt.
All right, here's the thing. Right? So
he's an ugly fucking freak, he is.
I'm not a Triple G hater at all. I've given him stick for having that fucking Cuban in him. Not that he's active, which is un-Cuban, but in the fact that he just doesn't do anything to try and get big fights. And I've given Canelo a lot of stick as well for the Canelo weight and all that bullshit. But if I think people make a lot of excuses for Triple G against William Monroe, it was like, oh no, he wanted to take some shots just to try and lure, like, you know, Canelo into a fight. And against Kell-Brook, it was like, oh, he didn't care about what Kell-Brook was having, so he just fought like an idiot. And against Jacobs, it was just like, oh no, Jacobs was really good and he had an off night. So I do think there's like people make a lot of excuses for Triple G when he doesn't perform, perhaps as we think that he might. But anyway, just moving on. So we've got jab to Triple G, but we think it's close. Footwork, all right, we're giving it to Triple G. Right, hand speed, I'm definitely thinking it's
Canelo.
Yeah, Canelo. Bri?
Hand speed, aye, Canelo.
All right. So combination punching, I'll quickly jump in here. I think
Canelo.
Yeah, I think Canelo's. I think Triple G is a good combination puncher, but I think, yeah, Canelo's a better combination puncher. Bri?
No.
Well, you're getting 2-1, so go fuck yourself.
I think you need to take into consideration who Canelo's been fucking using the combinations with. Because see, when you like kind of go, like you look at his fights with like the higher classy opponent, like I don't think he looked good. I personally don't think he fucking looked that good against Cotto. He didn't look good against Lara, even though I had him winning that fight. Austin Trout was a tight fight.
Rewatch that Cotto fight, because you're skewed because you're a Cotto fan. Rewatch that. That is not close. Canelo batters him.
Battles on my arse.
He batters him.
It's all right.
It's not a close fight. It's like an 8-4, if you know what I mean, but not a close 8-4. Cotto gets on his bike, and again, he does everything not to get stopped.
Nah.
Cotto's a wily old fox. I mean, he gives Floyd a good fight as well. I mean, that was a couple of years prior, but Cotto's a wily old fox. If he don't want to get stopped, he probably know his way not to. But anyway, right, He does. That's all he's done. Once he gets to the point where he knows he can't win, he just does enough not to. He just does enough to not look like he's on the verge of being stopped. If you know what I mean. Brian, who was Triple G for to show his combination punching?
After about 7 rounds, he's not fighting to win.
What?
Who was Triple G for? You just said that Canelo hasn't fought the opponents to show he's a combination punching skill. So what about so who's Triple G fought to prove that he's a really good combination?
I would say the only person these combination punches weren't any good really was against like Jacobs, because let's see if you look at the way that he kind of changes, like going for the jab to the body to the head. Like it does that seamlessly, like, with most opponents. Like, I personally think he's a better combination puncher than Canelo because he does it with a higher class opponent.
Well, you've been overruled. Right, here's another one then. Punch variation. I'll jump in straight in there. I think both of them guys are good. It's close, but I'm a big fan of Canelo's punch variation, whether it's like a left hook to the head followed by a left hook to the body. He leads with like uppercuts, he leads with right hooks to the body, and then upstairs he really does mix up his offense. And so does Triple G, but I would give Canelo the tick personally for punch variation.
I can't split him on that.
You know what I find with this though? Like, I'm probably going to side with Canelo, but it's more to do with the fact that Canelo looks more flashy when he throws a punches than Golovkin. Golovkin looks more methodical, but he clearly does more damage. There's a fucking Gabe Rook.
If you're going on the what have you done for me lately, then you go Canelo, wouldn't you? Because against Jacobs, Golovkin went headhunting.
Mm-hmm. All right,
so I'll go with Canelo as well, based on the last two fights of each.
All right.
I'm going to put my fucking cards on the table here. I think like Golovkin's absolutely going to butcher him in this fight. Absolutely butcher him, man.
Well, I think if Canelo's going to have to be aggressive. If he goes into his shell like he did against Floyd, where he looked like he was going to quit, he's going to get fucking his arse handed to him. He's got to be aggressive and he's got to fight on the front foot. Because if he doesn't, I agree, he will get butchered. But I do definitely think this is a fight he can win. And I agree with Carpy. He's got to get it spot on. Everything's got to be spot on.
I've always stuck to my guns and says the only kind of fighter that's going to be able to beat Golovkin is somebody that's got decent power and able to take his fucking punches, and somebody that's legit world class inside fighter, because Golovkin doesn't like it up close. I know he's good. Like if he gets you against the ropes and he just starts to tee off with. You see when you look at the success Monroe had the success when he was up close with him and he was going toe to toe with him. That is the best like work I've seen like somebody doing. Danny Jacobs.
Murray was not that he had a lot of success, but definitely taking away Triple G's leverage.
Yeah,
is the best way. Is the best way to go.
I think you've said that before. Like Golovkin's fucking dynamite at mid range. See when he's just got a wee bit of space to be able to fucking pick his punches. That's when he's absolutely. See if you kind of just get right up close to him and all that. He's no good. I don't think he's like one of the kind of like Riddick Bows where he's going to be. He'll fucking love like James Toney just sit there and absolutely fucking love like fighting like that. But I don't think Canelo's that type of fighter.
You said this earlier on. Like Brits and Europeans, they don't like it up close to. They like to be at sort of medium range where they can get straight shots and like amateur style. And obviously with Golovkin's background, that's how he fights.
Next one in counter punching. Who's a better counter puncher?
It's Canelo for me. Yeah, he's turned in. I know I'm a bit of a Canelo fanboy. That's not the case at all. I'm not a fanboy. I just like watching him fight. If anything, I'm more of a Golovkin fanboy. We went to see him versus fucking Kell Brook.
You're fucking right then. I seen a bad gay bashing that night.
Casual as fuck. What we singing, Sweet Caroline? Oh yes. But anyway, Canelo's turned into not a complete fighter because no fighter's complete, but since the Floyd loss, he's steadily got better, and now he's at a point where
improve as much as he has in the last couple of years.
Better than that's the biggest improvement that he's done.
Yes, exactly. And his counter punching is mint. Like people slate him for going back to the ropes. They're like, oh, he must be gassed. I don't think he is. I just think he's genuinely just trying stuff out, especially against that fucking punch bag he fought last time.
It's just a big, thick, ginger, shite version of Floyd. That's what he's always tried to be.
So, bro, where are you going counter punching? Who's a better counter puncher?
Again, it comes down to opponents, but I'd probably say Canelo. But see, the thing is, though, I think like fucking Golovkin's timing is far better. And if they're going to counter punch each other, I think Golovkin will get the better of it.
Right, so we're going counter punching. So now we go timing. Who do we think's got a better timing?
Golovkin.
Yeah.
Right, Golovkin. I agree with that. Right, so who do we think's better on the inside? Who's a better inside fighter? Because I'd probably side with Canelo. I think. Now I know that he's fought garbage. I know, like when he fought Liam Walsh, it's garbage. But I do think he to me looks more comfortable to fight in close and whipping those body shots and those combination punches. So I'd probably just side with it. Again, all this stuff is pretty close, apart from probably footwork and power, which we'll get to. But yeah, inside I'd probably go with Canelo.
Yeah, I can't argue with you. We literally just said this before we got to your point, didn't we, on this one?
Bri?
Probably Canelo, but I don't think either one of them wants to fucking be inside having to fight this, because I don't think
have to get inside though. He's going to have to.
I know, but I don't think neither of them are that fucking good inside. It could be really ugly if either one of them tries to deploy that game plan. I don't think any of them's like that good to be able to do it. I've always said, right, to like kind of just fucking shoehorn into this, I've always said that the one fighter that would absolutely waste fucking Golovkin is Ward, because Ward is superb on the inside. He can take a punch. We've obviously seen that before. He can take a punch. He can move when he wants to, and we know Golovkin can be dirty and tie up. No, sorry, Ward can be dirty and tie up, right? This is how I had this debate earlier on about like Floyd, and I think Golovkin would fucking end up knocking out Floyd, right? But because Floyd's no big enough to be able to tie him up and hold him, he take breaks, and Floyd couldn't move for 12 rounds. And I don't think Ward could move for 12 rounds, but I think he's fucking big enough to be able to tire Golovkin out. Like be holding him up and using his jab, stuff like that. I think Andre Ward is the absolute fucking antichrist when it comes to Golovkin.
Right, so
Ward's a prick, but I love my black slickness.
No,
he's not slick. So he's just a prick.
Power, I won't even bother asking because we know the answer to that. Chin. Can we say? I know,
no. And a punch.
Well, he got rocked by a fucking Cotto, didn't he, back in the day? Was it his brother? Was it Cotto's brother?
Yeah.
You can't punch.
Yeah, you've got to go with Golovkin, haven't you, just because we don't know about Canelo.
All right.
Really, at like elite level, getting punched, we don't know.
Gas tank.
Golovkin. I think basically.
Yeah.
I think Canelo always, if Canelo goes 12, he always has to get a second win to get by that 12. He's always. Remember, like against fucking who's that guy that he knocked out in Texas?
Who are we talking
Kirkland.
about?
He was fucking snacking after the 2 rounds.
What, it was Kirkland?
Aye.
Kirkland,
again, we don't know if this is true with the weight. We don't know if basically going up to 160 is going to be a lot better. So I've some buzz, but I think Golovkin, we'll say that Golovkin's only been 12 rounds once in his fucking life.
Yeah.
He's relentless, isn't he? I don't think
put
he
a tick
fucking
on both, because we ain't got a clue, have we?
I'll put one in the middle then. So
yeah.
Power, gas tank. Right, okay. We'll go for the soppy stuff now, the bit of gay stuff. Who do we think's kind of got that? Who do we think's got better mentally, got a better ring IQ?
Golovkin without a fucking doubt, man.
Golovkin.
Hold on, we want it down. Ring IQ. Well, I'm running out of things now to think of because I didn't plan this. Anyone else got any attributes that we can go through? Ring IQ.
Body punching, I think is quite interesting because we've seen Golovkin waste Macklin with that body shot, but by the same token, we've seen Canelo waste Liam Smith multiple times. And I've said on here numerous times, and I stand by this, that Canelo is the best body puncher in the game at the minute for me.
What about
he's flashy to the body?
Right, Golovkin against Martin Murray. Martin Murray basically fucking was crippled because of that.
I'd put one in the middle there because I think, oh dear, that's an hard one to split. To be fair,
I think Canelo's body attack is more sustained. He repeatedly goes to the body.
Could you imagine if this fight just turns into like a kind of Salido Vargas, where the two of them are fucking superb in the inside, and it's just they're constantly just kind of counter punch on each other, not like fucking Gatti Ward. I know people get hard on for that. They fucking fights for bullshit. It's just a proper fucking like a Barrera Morales, just like a proper fucking world class.
I honestly think that
technical.
No, I honestly think this will be a proper fight. Like you say, he's going to get wasted. I can't see it.
Well, I'll put the body punch in the middle, right? So, like last one there, we'll lump them all together. Like defense, head movement, sort of lateral body movement. Who do we think? I actually think Canelo's defense and his body movement's massively underrated.
Yes, Canelo. His upper body movement's brilliant.
Yeah,
his head movement. I mean, I've got better head movement than Golovkin. You don't move the fucking thing.
Golovkin doesn't move his head or nothing, right? And he is I think like anybody like the one thing that I give Canelo like a chance to beat Golovkin with is like Golovkin just doesn't know how to like cover up for an uppercut, right? And Canelo can throw a decent uppercut, but people kind of ignore the fact that Golovkin's good at parrying punches. You know how the like Roman Gonzalez does like kind of parry stuff on his shoulder and his gloves and all. Golovkin does that. He doesn't move his head, but he takes a lot on the glove.
All right, Brian, here's a question for you.
It's too mature a conversation, by the way.
Right.
Let's get on to nonsense.
We'll get on to nonsense in a minute. What's Canelo's Golovkin's best performance? Sorry,
Golovkin's best performance?
Yeah.
Since
he's had like 37, 38 fights. I think, say, general consensus would be Lemieux. I thought that was a fucking...
Lemieux?
Yeah, that was a proper...
Lemieux's
stone
the
cold killer breakdown.
Lemieux's world level, but see if you're talking like just a fucking wow factor, you would probably say you'd probably say the Proska fight, wouldn't it? Because he absolutely fucking annihilated him, and people didn't really... I know when you listen to Asylum, they're all that, we knew him, and probably some of them probably did, but
that's 5 years ago.
I know, but that's not basically saying which Floyd's best fucking fight, and you get back to like Canales and stuff like that.
Floyd's best performance is Canelo, without a shadow of a doubt.
I would.
I think you're talking about different weights.
I wanted to say this to you,
weight.
Brian. That Floyd that beat Canelo, how perfect he was that night. Do you think that Floyd could beat Golovkin? Because I think he's in with a very fucking good chance.
I would give Floyd a fucking chance against almost anybody, but that's just because I'm a knob about that. I think to basically see if you go back to that Willie Monroe fight, he kind of moved a bit and he made like fucking Golovkin chase him, and when he was up close, it's just the fact that I don't think Floyd's big enough to be able to like kind of move like that for 12 rounds to be able to win a fight like that. Eventually, he'd get caught. That's the only problem.
Yeah. Matthew, I've got another little topic for you. Who's got the better catchphrases?
The better catchphrases? Have they fucking got catchphrases?
Yeah.
Well, he's got a good
luck is for the mediocre. That's his new catchphrase, isn't it? That's brilliant.
Who's got the better gimmick? I don't know.
What's that?
I think I'd
probably. Who was that?
When they interviewed Golovkin and Canelo, and they did the little WWE thing after the ring, and Golovkin went, "Good luck, my friend," and Canelo went, "Luck is for the mediocre."
Oh, I thought that was fucking naughty though, because I thought I was like, see when Golovkin like kind of understands that. He probably didn't really understand it because his English is bad, but see when he gets back and watches that and it gets broke down to him, he will be fucking pissed off. By the way, he get mugged right off with that.
He always strikes me as a bit stupid, Golovkin. Like he's always just sort of like sitting there, like he's got a bit of Forrest Gump about him. I think he's a little bit simple.
Aye.
Well, he's from Kazakhstan, and the education system's not going to be that great.
He's fucking auntie's probably.
I mean, Canelo probably left school at 12 to go drug running, didn't he?
Aye, and fucking like Golovkin's fucking auntie's a goat.
All right, so if we just finish this off now, because I can't be bothered to go too much into their records, because I think Canelo's got a better record in terms of size and stuff. Was it Golovkin's a little bit taller, but Canelo apparently has got a slightly longer reach. But anyway, so if we go through like what we're saying, they're pretty much level at. We've got gas tank and body punching. We've not split him there. But so Golovkin, he's got the better timing, footwork, jab, power, chin, and ring IQ. Now, to be fair, they're fucking pretty good attributes. But Canelo's got,
they're all the fundamentals, aren't they?
Canelo's got the hand speed, the combination punching, the punch variation, the counter punching. He's better on the inside. And he's got a better defense and head movement. So you could argue that he can negate the jab with his counter punching and his defense. And he can negate the footwork and power with that. So all I'm saying is when people was going before on Twitter and stuff saying that there's nothing that Canelo does even remotely as good as Triple G, hopefully, well, I like to think that this little exercise kind of shows that actually it's a bit more even than people think. But I guess it just depends how much you want to weigh, as you said, Carpet, the fundamentals of jab, footwork, timing and power.
But then also, I do think Golovkin's slipping, and I do think they've only took the fight because they realise that they think he's slipping. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's just had an off night, because you get him every now and then. Everyone's due one. So I think Canelo's constantly improving, and what we've seen from Golovkin, I think he's in a sort of gradual decline. So again, it makes them nearer to each other than they possibly were 18 months, 2 years ago. 2 years ago on here and on Twitter, I've said that there's no way Canelo can win.
Yeah,
but as the fights have gone on, Canelo's impressed me more, and Golovkin's looked human. Whereas before, I thought he was unbeatable. I didn't think anyone could get close to him.
So here's another quick question. I mean, I think Canelo's one of the most improved fighters over the last couple of years. Like every time I've seen him, he just looks better and better and better. Is there anyone that we think's more improved in the last sort of couple of years in terms of where he was against Floyd to where he is today?
No,
we don't even
not really.
I mean, are we saying that he's a massively improved fighter since Floyd?
Yeah, because he's defending upper body. But again,
he's one of them though that's learned on. He's one of them that's learned on the job, and he's learned on the job with titles in the spotlight on pay-per-view. So you do see the improvement all the time.
Dale Boy's fucking.
He's still only 26, man, isn't he? He's still going to get there.
50 odd fights as well.
Yeah.
Dale Boy's nailed it. Badu Jack's the most improved. You're fucking right. He's getting 2 fucking robbies. Badu Jack was the fucking man at 168. The man. And
he'll be the man at 175 as well, up the ripper.
It would fuck Stevenson. I will fucking lay my life on it. Because I don't appreciate my life anyway. I don't give a fuck if I die.
We'll just wrap this up quickly there. So, I mean, as I said earlier, I think that I like Triple G. I do think everyone makes excuses for him. Every single poor performance he has, there's a reason for it. As I mentioned, he wants to have a punch up. He doesn't care about the power. He just had an off night. So I think we're probably going to find out, is he as good as we think he is against Canelo? So what are we saying in terms of result as of right now? What do we think? I don't really want to say, to be fair.
I think, I don't want to say I could just get stick for it, but I think Canelo can win, but he has to be perfect. Whether he can be perfect for 12 rounds remains to be seen. But if he can, he can win. If he can't, then he gets beat, probably knocked out.
That's another Vegas trip.
Shep. I've just done a Shep.
That's another fucking Vegas trip you'll be losing money in.
What do you mean? I ain't betting no money on that.
Here, Macho, did you know that fucking cart was about $1,300 up? I went to bed and came down the stairs the next day and he'd lost it all.
What did you lose it on?
Oh, what didn't I lose it on? The fucking virtual craps tables, roulette.
You know.
He phoned his women to tell him they'd won the money, then had to phone her the next day and say he'd lost it.
Because I owe like 1,500 quid at a point, and I was like, fucking hell, I'll be coming there with money here, I'll pay you off. She was like, oh, yeah, brilliant. That day later, I was like, yeah, I lost it all.
I told him to go to bed. I told him, but no cunt listens to me. Right, so let's go into like fucking O'Hara Davis and fucking Josh Taylor for 5 seconds, then we can go into the main fights.
Right.
No, obviously your pick is Golovkin, yeah? By knockout, pretty convincingly.
Like Canelo, I think he's like tailor made for Golovkin. I just feel as if like Canelo is not going to be able to move away. He's not a good fucking mover and puncher for like Canelo not to be right in front of him all night. That's like it could maybe see if like Canelo's got enough power and it like Jacobs where it gains like Golovkin's respect and it ends up just turning into like a fucking counter punching all night. It could be an absolute fucking stinker. But Golovkin will eventually get to him. Like, he'll just chase him down. He will. Fuck that fucking redhead Mexican fucking cunt. I fucking hate him anyway.
And Macho, you're in the Canelo fan club with me, aren't you? You think he can win, but he needs to be.
I do worry that I do think that Triple G will corner him, will smother him, and will just fucking we'll get him. We'll get to him eventually, just because of that footwork and that timing and the jab and stuff. I do worry that. Yeah, he will take him out eventually. But I still think that Canelo can win. I think it's a really good fight, a close fight. And I'll probably end up changing my mind come fight night. But as of right now, yeah, I would say that that Triple G will get to him and stop him.
I might end up taking a couple of Mexicans out when I'm in earlier, just fucking kicking them right in the throat and fucking letting them bleed out right in front of me.
What a wonderful thought. All right. Anyway, Davis and Josh Taylor.
I came out the blue, didn't it? Like, Pops like fucking comes on like he's the fucking Daily Gazette and all that and says the fight's happening and all that. Like, whatever. But I just came out the blue. Like, I was absolutely shocked it was made. I'm even more shocked that obviously cheap bastard Eddie Hearn didn't fucking pay for it and tries to take some credit for it and saying, aye, they paid the money that I wanted. No, mate, it's just basically that you when they pay the money that fucking O'Hara wanted for the fight to Ham. That's basically what it was. O'Hara probably wanted a certain amount of money. Hearn was refusing to fucking give his own fighter that money to make the fight. Once again, Cyclone Promotions, just like they've done with Kiko Martinez, had to pay big money to get the fight that they wanted. Even got it up in Glasgow as well. I'm absolutely shocked. I'm out of the fucking moon at it. Fair play. Oh, ha, you big fucking stupid spastic bastard. You're going to come up here and I'm going to absolutely fucking drop kick the cockney fucking kid on gangster bastards. I'm going to be like, oosh, Essex boys. I don't think so. I watched the fucking film. He's took an absolute fucking liberty getting that guy in the guys in that Jeep with fucking pulling out shotguns with a couple of farmers. You fucking naughty bastards. That's what'll be happening. Rattle.
I don't really understand what's happened here, because Matchroom, I've been told that Matchroom legit think that Davis is like could be a big star. So whether they just think, fuck it, we'll send him to Channel 5, let him get exposure and beat Taylor. I don't know whether they're completely overplaying his ability. I don't know, but I wouldn't be shocked if this fight don't happen. It almost seems too good to be true, and I can't believe that they're just going to let him go to Channel 5 and let him fight away from home, because unless they know something that none of us do, I haven't been impressed with Davis at all anytime I've seen him. And I've been told a few sparring stories as well, and I'm well surprised this is happening.
Go on. What sparring stories? We don't want to name names and all that, but
just that, you know, that he's powerful. He apparently can definitely bang, which I found quite surprising. But he's raw as fuck. He's crude as fuck. And he's can be fairly easily outboxed.
I'll be brutally honest. I have see when somebody's getting pushed on Matchroom and it's just absolutely for no apparent reason, and it's just a bit of a circus round about them. I take the view. I don't want to get pissed off, so I don't watch any of their fights. I have not watched a single fight that he's ever been in, so I can't tell you if he's any good or no. I know that Tommy Allen's quite high on him. He says he is legit. Is he good? Total shite.
He's shit.
No,
Well,
I don't think he's good at all.
he's not shit, but he's not very good.
Seriously?
He's got one of them Matchroom careers lined out for him where he'll get a title. Well, maybe not now because he's fighting Taylor, but the career lined out for him would have been he gets a vacant title, defends it against someone good, loses, gets another one, loses, and we never see him again. He'd be like Brian Rose. He'd have one of them careers.
He was fighting at the Real Cool in untelevised fights a couple of fights ago. Then he'd done some shit little thing in Germany. And then he just jumped in against Scarpa on the main event on a Saturday night. And that was not good. And even Spencer X, they got into a bit of Twitter beef where Spencer X said, look, yeah, you won, but that weren't great. And then it was Derry Matthews on the O2 card, and now it's straight in with Josh Taylor. So he's gone from, like I said, You're Cool in like 6 rounders, not even been on TV, to jumping straight into like a main event Saturday night slot. And he doesn't look good at all, personally.
His arms are the fucking length of Dirk Diggler's dick, isn't it, man? They're ridiculous.
He's long. But then sometimes I just think everyone's so high on him. Maybe it's me that's being a fucking spastic and I just can't see it.
What I will say is, though, I've said this offline, and if Ainsley hears this, then so be it. Remember, I says this to you. I didn't want to say this on the podcast because Ainsley's bad for just totally fucking spazzing out. He just loses his fucking mind. But I've not been totally impressed with Josh Taylor. I feel as if he's a really good boxer. He can move. Southpaw. I love my southpaws. Cut too much, and I know people might turn around and say that that's because who he's fighting, and he's just wanting to just get right in about it. Fair enough, but I made the impression that you shouldn't get into a habit of taking punches just because of the opponents. You should be imposing your own style on the opponent and taking them out that's comfortable with you. Every time he's fought, even though if he's a lower opposition, he's always marked up. I don't know. I don't want to kind of get banned like McGuigan fights or all that, but he always seems to have a black eye. So I don't know if he's got like an issue with one of his eyes, or if he's ever noticed that. See, like he had, I think he had a black eye before the Vegas fight, and then he had it before his last fight as well. And I'm not too sure if he had it before the Dave Allen fight, but he always kind of seems to have a fucking nick. Maybe somebody watching that knows him. Maybe Andy McCarthy or something like that. If they ever listen, like, we'll be able to tell us. Like, I don't want to get in the wrong side of the McGuigans or anything like that, because I'll just get sin-died. I've not been highly. I like Josh Taylor. I do like him, man. He talks a good game. He has a good boxer. He's a well-seasoned amateur, but I feel as if, like, he takes too many punches all the time. And this is like, I don't know much about O'Hara Davis, so I can't comment. People are saying, who you pick? You're obviously going to pick Taylor just because he's Scottish. No, I don't pick fighters based on like that geography. I didn't pick Ricky Burns against I didn't pick Ricky Burns against Crawford. I didn't pick Ricky Burns against fucking like Kevin Mitchell either. I pick guys who I think is going to win. So I'm not biased that way. I don't. It's not. So I don't know who I'm going to pick with Josh Taylor and O'Hara Davis. I will really go back and watch some of O'Hara Davis's fights. I'm not just going to say I Scottish. I'm not one of the guys. I'm fucking one of the coolest cunts you'll ever get when it comes to boxing on Twitter. But it's why people love me. It's why I've got a fan base. It's why Mick Doonan's always fucking stalked me, the wee horrible, ugly, creepy fucking bollock.
To be fair, there's not much to watch of both guys, really. I'd probably watch the Scarpa fight. I don't think you can tell anything from the Derry Matthews fight or anything from the fights that he had previously. Probably the best one to watch because it's 12 rounds is Scarpa.
I had the Derry Matthews fight on the background, and any time I was getting in, he was just punching Derry about the ring. So, no homo.
You can't tell anything. To be fair play to both of them. I've got to give O'Hara Davis credit for. I'm not a big fan of him personally, but fair play to him for travelling to Scotland and this is a fucking wicked fight. I can't wait for this.
It's got to be proper naughty, man, because you've got the Edinburgh casuals that will end up coming over for to support him, and you'll hear the Cockneys coming up for O'Hara Davis. I said this, like, I don't know what chat it was I was on, but I think there'll be serious fucking bother, because what you'll have the Edinburgh casuals coming over to support like Taylor. You'll have the Glasgow fucking contingent like going to support like just a fight. You'll have the London ones coming over. This will be a powder keg, and I'll be right in the middle taking fucking jaws like life depends on it.
No, you won't.
Fucking no, I'll do a runner. Pick a bottle up and take somebody's eye out, mate.
Are you picking?
You'll be in McDonald's.
Are you picking, Harvey?
Taylor.
Oh, you're
because
right.
I don't think O'Hara Davis. I don't think either of them's very good. I said after the Josh Taylor fight, the last one on Channel 5, that he gets hit too much. But O'Hara Davis is just completely manufactured because he's like made this false gimmick. He somehow got on Sky now when he should be just like a club fighter.
And it is a manufactured gimmick.
I've seen people compare this to George Groves and James DeGale, but neither of them two will go on to achieve. Maybe Taylor could, but O'Hara Davies ain't going to achieve either. I know Groves don't achieve much, but they're not going to achieve what Groves and DeGale have, I don't think.
We need to get. Should we quickly have a quick about Groves because and then go on to Spence?
With Groves, I think he's mentally shot now more than he was before. I think that the Gootneck thing's going to be playing on his mind. I just don't know. I've seen some of the interviews he said, and it just Groves seems a bit like weirded out by the whole thing. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it once he's in there.
I can't.
Like how it affected Chris Eubank Senior, but he was good enough to sort of overcome it just because he was talented as fuck.
I think it's a bit more than that with Groves.
And hard as fuck as well.
I think it's a bit more than that. I was thinking about this earlier on today. I was just kind of having a scan for his career. So like he's come up, he had all that beef with like DeGale. He's beat DeGale. What was I say before that? Sorry,
was it intense beef?
Yeah, it was absolute intense beef. But he had a load of trouble with like Kenny Anderson, didn't he? Like back in the day, and then he's gone through that stuff with James DeGale. Then he's had the fallout with fucking Adam Booth, and he split from Haymaker. And I think did he not go into the first Fox fight without a trainer? Is that right? He went into the first one without a trainer. I think he did.
He had Paddy Fitzpatrick, didn't he? But he said, "I don't need a trainer."
Yeah. So in the first fight
with
Froch, and then he obviously got stopped controversial fashion. Then he had no management, he had no representation. He just had a schmuck lawyer. Spent the next X amount of months lobbying with the IBF and the WBA, wherever it was, to get the rematch. Got the rematch. Got fucking sparked unconscious, and then he went into that. He was taking a piss out of Froch for having counselling, but then he needed to have counselling. And he's also said as well, I've seen interviews with him, that if you go into his house, there's not a fucking, you would not know, if you didn't know who he was, you would not know that he was a boxer. There's not a bean of boxing in his house at all. he's kind of come back from that, and then he's got this good neck thing that's hanging over him as well, which ain't going to be too good. I would just imagine that he can't wait to fucking quit boxing. But what I'm thinking is like it's all right to be obsessed, and he's obsessed that he wants to win a world title, but sometimes that's quite close to like desperation, and he's like desperate to win this world title. And I think if you look throughout his whole career, it just seems to be nothing but grief the whole way. And I'm a bit like you. I just wonder if he's just mentally shot, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's not going to be around for too much longer.
If he loses, he said he was going to call it a day after Badou Jack fight.
Yeah,
after he lost that one.
I didn't even mention it. He's gone into Vegas and he's got beat by Jack as well.
People say that's a close fight, but he lost that fight. He lost.
Yeah, he lost that fight. Yeah, definitely. But his whole career has just been fucking a mental fucking draining, like from start to finish, pretty much. So I don't know. I mean, anyone rate that Chudinov? I mean, he's you know what, right? He's the same size as fucking Errol Spence in terms of reach and height.
Ainsley said this because I've said this in the WhatsApp chat about Groves being mentally shot, and Ainsley, he's getting a lot right recently as well, so you've got to give him some credit. His opinion is that although Groves is mentally shot as well, and just not the fighter he was, he reckons he's going to win just because Chudinov is shit and small. Yeah,
I wouldn't bet against that. I think he's fundamentally fairly sound, that Chudinov, but I don't think he's spectacular in any one department. But yeah, you'd think that Groves should be too big, too strong, but I reckon Groves just can't wait to get out of boxing. I would, if he beats Chudinov, he'll go for the Gal fight, and then he'll probably call it a day, I would imagine.
I can't argue that. What about you, Bri?
I think Chudinov's shite, and I don't personally think that Groves is that bad. He's never looked the same since the first fight. I'm in the opinion that no, just my opinion. It's probably fucking everybody's opinion that see when there's been a bit of an injustice with like a first fight, more often than not, in the first fight ends up winning the rematch. You very rarely get like a Roy Jones fucking Antonio Tarver like rematch. That just doesn't happen. Like, I'm not really for in favour. You know how people are always screaming, "Oh, geez, a rematch," and I was like, "What for?" I was like, "We know." I was picking Froch in the first fight. What happened? And I was picking Froch in the second fight because I thought Groves had his fucking chance. Froch isn't going to be surprised at this anymore. I nearly smashed my sister's telly in once Groves got knocked out. I was fucking raging. I didn't speak to him for a couple of days. My family, I just did not speak to any of my family for a couple of days. I stormed out the house fucking bailing. You know how like us boxing fans, right? Like we're insular as fuck when it comes to the sport. We don't want fucking people. We want to audit ourselves. We don't want like casuals fucking watching it, and then we take it really serious and personal, as if like it's our brother that should be knocked out, and they're just looking. Imagine fucking getting that serious over a fucking sport. I'm saying it's fucking not just a sport. Die, Eddie Hearn's a cunt, and then you go away. So, but I don't think he's ever been the same. He's left, but I don't. Like, I only had like Badou Jack winning that fight 1-1-4, 1-1-4, 1-1-3. It was only, but he would have kept his belt because it was a draw. But it was a really close competitive fight. I don't know where some of the fuckers were getting the scorecards for it, or like, Badou Jack won that clearly. I mean, I'm a really fucking big fan of Badou Jack, but that was a tight fight, a really, really fucking tight fight. So he's been competitive,
fight, but a clear winner.
Yeah, he didn't. Groves didn't win it, but it was a close fight. But yeah, however many times you scored at, he lost it every single time.
Yeah. I mean, I had the Murray fight on in the background, and it just looked as if like he was completely dominating that fight, and just all of a sudden he just got lazy. And the last few rounds was really competitive, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And I don't know if it's a case of like Groves is the sort of guy that fights right down to the level of the opponent, and with this being a world title fight, as a world title fight, it's a super title, right? So it's a fucking world title fight. He'll maybe up his game for us. I don't particularly think Chudinov's good. He doesn't hit hard either. Like Stern's a fucking bum, and I know, but I had Chudinov winning that fucking fight with about 4 or 5 rounds. There's some cunts saying this is cool because we're talking pure serious. Like Macho, you're never coming back on here.
Sorry.
Groves fucking waste him. But what I will say is, I hate Groves. I hate him because I have absolutely no time for people at that age that's going bald. It's absolutely fucking revolting. Like, he has not done something.
I take offence at that.
I take offence. Like, honestly, look at Derry Matthews. Derry Matthews has got his shit together. He left it for ages, but he's got the shit together. He got a fucking free hair weave and all that. Now he's probably going to get a full fucking lock of hair. Look at Anthony Stokes. Anthony Stokes got a hair transplant. Next thing you know, he's in fucking mobile phone videos, licking out birds and all that, and it's on fucking internet. That's what you do when you get hair.
James Nesbitt's got a hair transplant as well.
That's fucking a belter. That's a very good head of hair. Fuck you, chemo. And he just looks about 50, didn't he? Imagine you went out with fucking Groves, man, out for a night out. They'd be like, what are you bringing your dad for? Like, your dad's a big ball.
Well, like Macho said, it's all the grief. It's going to age him.
I will fuck you up, chemo, at the fucking the Taylor fight. I will fuck you up badly.
It does sound stupid because he's a boxer, but like that is just pure grief and pure stress that's made him look like he's fucking like he looks like a 50-year-old fucking smackhead.
Oh, he's a fucking mile out, absolute mile out. A fucking disgrace, man, big bald cunt. But I'm definitely picking Groves to win. Chudinov's got absolutely no. I know this is irrelevant. This is an Eddie Hearn fucking statement, but there's absolutely no upside to Chudinov fucking winning other than getting Chudinov v Paul Smith next year. Do you want that?
His 8th attempt at a world title.
Do you want fucking Paul Smith to lose to fucking that Zuga, and then next year for some reason like fucking Klusky, fucking old man Scouse saying that Soylents are still getting an option on fucking Paul Smith, and we'll be having to watch Paul Smith be fucking good enough. Old Scouse, old man Scouse, you fucking dick. I hope somebody steals your fin again.
It is a scary thought though that Hearn. I mean, I know there's rumours about the Gale Eubank, but Hearn could kind of have a bit of a stranglehold in this super middleweight division. If shudder to say it, but Paul Smith, if that fight happens with Ziga, he's got Callum Smith as well, potentially James the Gale, and although George Groves ain't his fighter, he's a Sauerland fighter. Him and fucking Cal and all that are massively in bed together. He could end up having a bit of a stranglehold in that division, which will be a shame.
Well, I think the thing now with Hearn though is he's a greedy bastard, and if he had a stranglehold on that division, he would probably just fucking pair them all off each other because he knows that's the way to make money. But just on one final thing before we go to Spence, I heard a rumour that like Barry Hearn shagged Steve Davis.
Did you watch that fucking documentary?
The Rat Pack? No.
I've still got it on my fucking...
Yeah, so have I.
It's fucking wicked. Watch it. The geezer that does Barry Hearn is the bollocks.
I'll have to be bored as fuck just sitting down and watch something like that.
It's fucking good.
Because what I heard was it was one of the BBC fucking Sports Celebrity of the Year, that fucking daft thing, and it was like through the back, obviously in the run room and that, and who was it? It was Jimmy White that was walking by a room to open the door to tell fucking like Barry Hearn that to come out because the awards was about to start, and like in there like fucking Barry Hearn was pumping Steve Davis and Gary Glitter was fucking riding this wee fucking young thing. It was absolutely vile. I think he got it. I think he got like the journalist not to print it or not, but that's what I get told off so we can move on. Klusky told me that.
What the fuck are you on about? This was going really well, one of our more serious ones than that. You're on about Klusky. What are you on about old man Scouts? No one listens to this knows who he is.
Hey, let's move on to Brook.
I don't know what to make of this Brook fight. We got into an argument for some reason earlier on about it being a super fight or not. It's obviously not. But hardcore boxing fans, we can't enjoy anything. We can't just take this fight for what it is.
Fight. Fuck it.
Yeah, but I don't know. Mark McFarlane, some of you all know him. He tweeted that it was a good fight, and then Pops and Brian just jumped on him. I was like, what's going on? Why can't you just enjoy it as a good fight? Why do you need to?
Mark will be raging. He only likes podcasts that last for an hour and a half, and this is 1 hour 28. We're just about to start talking about them.
Big respect to Mark McFarlane as well.
Aye, big hulky bastard.
But why can't you just enjoy this fight, Brian? Why have you got to knock it and say it's not a super fight, or just try and bring it down? It's not a super fight. I'm not saying it is, but why have you got to try and bring it down a peg or two? Why can't you just enjoy it?
I'm just saying it's not a super fight. It's a really, really good fight. It's a fight.
Why do you even need to say that? Why can't you just scroll past his comment and take no notice of it?
That's not asking why a dog fucking licks its own balls. It's because a dog does that. I do that. It's what happens.
Fair enough.
But what I will say is, like, I don't even know who I'm picking here. Like, I've explained this to a load of people. I don't know enough about either fighter because both resumes are absolute shite, right? It really, really is shite. I know people turn around and say, "Aye, Brooks get the more experience. He's get the more experience. He beating shite. That's what he's got." And Spence, it's all fucking. It's totally unknown. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick on the safe side of Brook because I know more about him. But he's an absolutely fucking tremendous finisher. He did it. Let's see, as soon as he sees somebody hurt, man, he jumps in top of him. But Brook's a bit like that as well. As soon as he smells a bit of blood, he's just fucking right there, just laying in about you. And I was surprised how big Spence is. Like, see if you see the two of them head to head. Spence is the bigger guy. Spence is the bigger guy.
Yeah, but Kell Brook likes big men. Remember that.
Kell Brook fucking loves him. That's how you nearly lost a leg.
If you're going on the resumes, and take Golovkin out of it because he's irrelevant in this, but the only one that you could maybe say Spence would struggle with from Brook's record is Porter, because everyone struggles with Porter, and he wastes everyone else.
I don't think
there's no way.
I don't think fucking Thurman had won by a fucking issue with Porter. I think fucking Thurman won that.
No, I don't mean like go life and death with him. I just mean like you're in for a hard night's work. If you've got to quit in you, then Porter will find it.
I think Spence would struggle with someone like Porter personally, because what I try and do, because I'm a bit like Brian. I've got no fucking idea. I tried to put it into the old supercomputer earlier, and it just weren't happening. And I was watching a bit. Before like these kind of fights, I like to spend some time and just watch fights like back to back. So I watched like 3 rounds of Spence against whoever, and then I watched 3 rounds against Brook. And one thing I didn't notice with watching Spence, I mean, his jab is fucking good. It's long, and it's fucking rangy as well. Like, he's got a longer reach anyway, but it's a long jab. It's not a short jab. It's a long jab, but
spear jab.
He does back up in those straight. Yeah, it's a spear fucking long fucking cock jab. But when you throw combinations against him, he does go backwards in straight lines, and I do think he can be pinned. You can kind of corner him and pin him, and I reckon he'd struggle against Porter. He'd beat Porter, but I don't think he'd beat him as well as Thurman did.
No one beats Porter easy because of the way he fights, and he head down and just like mauls you, so to speak. But I don't think he would. I don't think he'd lose to him, obviously. But no one's going to look good against Porter. It's impossible. Like the Thurman fight was scrappy. The Brook fight, I thought he lost. But then I'm a bit biased because it's like Hearn's involved in that, and I start my scorecard by like -2 points if he's a matchroom fighter.
This is another thing why I'm conflicted as well, because normally like someone on Twitter offered me an avatar bet. Said like, if you're going to pick Brook, I'd have Spence, and I was just like, well, I don't really ever want to pick a Hearn fighter anyway, so I definitely don't want to fucking put my Twitter avatar.
Do you know what? With this though, because Brook actually pushed for the fight, I won't mind if he wins.
No, because everyone. This is another thing. No,
he did, because everyone. He did. No, he did. Everyone around Brook didn't want it. The only one who made that fight happen was Brook. Ingle didn't want it, and Hearn didn't want it.
I'll disagree with that slightly, because after the Golovkin fight, I didn't. I think most of us thought that we'd never see him at 147 again. As soon as Brook came out and went, I want Pacquiao, I want Khan at 147, he was kind of fucked. Then he couldn't really do anything else but Spence. Now, they tried everything possible to not fight Errol Spence. And I think Brook's part of that as well. They didn't want to fight. If they could have got Cotto in the ring, they would have taken that. There was nothing up at 154. They couldn't get Pacquiao. They couldn't get Khan. But once he said he wanted those two, he couldn't then go, right, fuck it, I'm vacating and moving up to 154 to fight fucking, I don't know, fucking Brian Rose or something. I mean, he just couldn't do it. So part of me thinks he almost pushed into it. He had nowhere else to go. I don't think he was actively wanted that fight. I'm not saying he was trying to duck it, but I'm not convinced he was like, get me fucking Spence at all costs.
I'm watching like some of the fights now. The fights on the background, like Kell Brook. It's all obviously like your body develops. This was like 6 years ago, and you're looking at it. He's basically stayed at the same weight all his career, other than like Golovkin. See the size difference compared to him now. He is seriously on the steroids. There's absolutely not a fucking danger this fight. He's not on him. Have you seen the size of his shoulders, his back, and all that? He's fucking massive, man. And they were saying that he was 150 pund like 2 weeks ago. So you're trying to say he only had to lose 3 pund. He wasn't a bit drained or nothing, and his muscles are absolutely bulging. No homo. Absolutely no danger whatsoever. But
being on the weight that long can be bad for you, though, because you might not put it back on.
I believe that was fucking fake scales.
Fake news.
It was basically the Donald Trump of scales.
Alternative facts.
I fucking Angel
Spencer's a big lump now himself.
Gun to your head, I think you have to pick Brook, don't you? Just because you know a bit more about him. You know he's beat Porter. That's all we know more about Brook than we know about.
Well, I
Spence, because you think about how long's Brook been a world champion for? 4 years, 3.5 years.
2015 was it?
He beat Sean Porter in August 2014.
So 3 years, we'll say.
Yeah.
He's had sort of the worst title reign of active champions going, or top 3 worst reigns. Was it Frankie Gavin, Donut Dan, Bizier? Who was the other numpty?
That's it.
And Golovkin. Yeah. But that don't count as a defence.
No.
So that's terrible. If anything, he's regressed because Senchenko is better than any of them. Senchenko would beat them fucking bums.
He's an absolute embarrassment to the homosexual community.
If you think like Spence would waste all of them, he'd smash Gavin, he'd smash Donut Dan, and he'd smash Bizier.
But then would Brook smash Bundu in Algeria?
Brook would smash Bundu in Algeria, yeah. So between the recent stuff, I think you kind of have to put them on an even playing field. But because of that Porter win, you have to sort of side with Brook.
Do you guys think it would actually be a good fight? Like, do you think the styles are going to match up quite well?
Yeah, they're both come forward fighters, aren't they?
Is Brook having a bad fights though?
No,
is he really?
Well, the Porter fight wasn't very good, but
that's Porter,
as I've said previously, Porter, you're never going to look good against him.
As much as he's an angle fighter, and they're designed to fight in a certain style, like they're more a fucking boxer. Like, always in fucking really decent fights. Yeah, it is. Like,
yeah, even the Golovkin fight's quite good to watch. Like, if you watch it back on Sky, it's entertaining.
He's a come forward boxer, isn't he? He's not a guy that moves backwards. He likes to be fucking the front foot fighter. He likes to be taking control of a fight. His jab's absolutely fucking vicious, man. He has got that kind of thud jab where it looks as if like as soon as it connects, it'll hurt somebody. But I don't know.
He's got good timing as well, Brook has.
Spence as well. But this is the thing. Like, you know how you were making that list up, like Golovkin, like. It's the same as this. Like, it's who they've been in against that they're doing this damage with. Like Spence is absolutely fucking evil to the body, and we all know that Brook can gas badly. So see if he's able to like get inside and like tee off in the body, like, there's a good chance that Brook's going to fucking absolutely will. But at the same time, Brook, I don't know if Brook's power's legit. People always going to be legit, but he world class fucking like fighter. I stand by what I say.
Well, he's only fought one.
Right, true.
Brook's really short and compact though, isn't he? So when Spence is trying to get inside to get those body shots off, that's when like Brook's uppercut and stuff will come into play.
But Brook, that's it. Brook is fucking superb on the inside and all. He's really fucking strong. He was able to tie up like Porter. See, the thing is, though, man, I absolutely shit on Brook non-stop. But see, when it comes to me talking about him as an actual boxer, he has got a fucking. He's an absolute waste of fucking talent. That's what it is. An absolute waste. I know that Tebow's like losing his fucking shit on that chat, saying Carlson Jones. I know that, but at the same time, you basically says that Conor McGregor's got better fucking technique than fucking most pro boxers. You fucking helmet. Oh, they just mentioned McGregor smashes both.
See, I really like what I like about that Porter fight. I know you give him. It's almost like Khan against Collazo, and I said this earlier about fighters on the inside and not being adaptable. I really like what Brook did. I know it's not hip to say it, but I like the fact that he was tying up Porter on the inside and he was making it dirty and he was making it ugly. And it shows
that just reminded you of Ward though. So you had to bloody cock it on, didn't you, watching it?
I did like it because so many we don't want to go into it, but you look at like the Kiko Martinez and fucking what's his name, Josh Warrington fight. You know, Josh Warrington's a bigger guy. He's got no power. Not once did he try and tie up Kiko. Not once did he just grab his arms and spin him and lean on him and throw him against the ropes. Not once did he do that. And you just think, what the fuck are what the fuck are these guys being taught in the gym? And I like what Brook done against Porter, and whether he can do that against fucking Spence, I have no idea who to pick in this. I've got no fucking clue, to be fair. No idea. Which is
I'm kind of fucking flip-flopping here now.
if he weren't a Hearn fight, I might be more willing to pick him. But Hearn's going to be happy, and that makes me sad.
What I've said is, I've let's see, because of like the Brook, the Bellew Hay fight, that took my soul, right? Because I went hard in on Hay, right? It took my soul, and it just broke me, and I've never been mentally the same. And I've just basically says I'm just going to enjoy fighting now. I'm not going to have like a dog in the fight. I didn't take I was kind of gutted a bit when Vlad like get stopped, right? But it basically crowned like Joshua as a legit fucking fighter. The guy got up there. As much as I keep saying like Vlad threw it away, Joshua did get up off the fucking ground to win that fight, right? So they say I don't listen to any bullshit. He's like media trained, these sponsors, not. All I just look at now is the guy's fucking proven himself, right? So I'm just taking it as this. I've absolutely no fucking dog in this fight now.
No,
I haven't. I've not got a case of I hate Brook because he's with Hearn. If Brook wins, he's legit. We've got a fucking new American welterweight king. I would really rather let Spence won, basically because he's American. Because I feel as if it might sound stupid, but I feel as if like for boxing to thrive, you really need like a fucking American stars. You really, that's like Josh is the fucking daddy, Canelo not. You really need an American for the boxing world to like kind of like revolve around. You really, really do. You need some fucking person for the Americans to get to back here. And if Spence absolutely wastes Brook and he goes back to America, and we know he's with PBC, so we might not see him for about 2 years, but you could fucking stick your money on him. You get the Thurman fight next year at some point, and then you've got that Crawford fight, and fucking just say they string it out until 2020. The two of them will be around about 30 years old. Get it in fucking Raider Stadium for opening the Raider Stadium. How good would that be? Las Vegas, 2020, two fucking legit world-class elite welterweights. I know US boxing is a pit. It really isn't US boxing is a pit. See if you actually get through the fucking the you'll see that most of them's got Americans in there. You'll have the likes of the fucking lower weights and maybe the cruiserweights, but there is some. So you see 154 and all that. 154 is absolutely fucking stacked with Americans. 147.
135. You got Mikey Garcia, Mexican American.
Can we just throw that in?
Yeah, Ward.
Yeah, thank you.
130, 126. You've got fucking Oscar Valdez. Will say he's American, but he's fucking no. He says he's a Mexican, but he's American. Jojo Diaz.
You got the T-Rex as well, and you got Gary Russell Jr.
So there is a lot. The 147, but
130.
Really,
I mean, you've got Gervonta Davies as well. We mentioned him earlier on, obviously. So they are littered around, and
so I know
they went through a proper phase where they had nothing, didn't they, after Floyd? But a few years after.
I'm going to sit and watch this fight and just enjoy it. Like we can all fucking pinpoint what Brook's good about. Brook is actually quite good at moving back. In fact, he's good at moving back and like pushing the guy forward. But his jab's fucking perfect. His uppercut's tremendous, man. We've seen him catching like Golovkin a lot of the time with uppercut. Jab and all. He's quite decent at moving. His body punches is fucking lethal. I've no dog in this race. I'm just going to watch a decent fight. If Brook wins, then we know we definitely know if Brook wins. Brook, why try to get like Thurman or something like that? Brook's not in this fucking fight game for like a legacy. He's in it for the money because he's bent. He's a gay boy, and eventually he's going to come out and he wants as much money as possible. Because when he does come out, he's going to dare George Michael, get caught fucking chugging in a box somewhere, get vilified and hang himself in a couple of years' time. So, but if Spence wins, fucking. I'm just a Vegas whore. I fucking love Vegas. I love America. I just want.
PBC's all about Barclays, isn't it? So we'd be in Brooklyn for that.
Well, New York.
Brooklyn next year. Yeah, we go Brooklyn next year.
There's no rematch clause on this either, by the way. Just throw that out.
Man, sure, that's why you fucking casual bastard.
Well, they can fucking still do rematch clauses, can't they?
Aye, if you're Vlad. If you're Vlad and you're promoted and you're fucking Fury and you're promoted with Mad Mick.
Right, so if Spence wins, we're doing an NBP away day next year. We go Barclays Centre, watch Thurman versus Spence.
Yeah.
And
So
if
who
Brook
we
wins,
pick?
my head says Brook,
Fuck
but
it.
my heart is telling me that I don't like Eddie Hearn, so my heart says Spence.
I'm going for Spence late stoppage. Fuck it.
You got a dog in the race now, so you'll be gutted if Brook wins.
I'm just like Brian. The Hay fight just fucking killed me, and I've kind of tried to stop. It's sort of been stopping making too many predictions, trying not to get too emotionally involved. And this one's just so difficult. It's such a good fight. I think like it's going to be decided by tiny margins. It might be the sort of fight that you could see 3 times, and each fight brings a different result. I haven't got a fucking clue. I'd probably go
I can't deal with Eddie Hearn's smug fucking face in the ring again if he gets another win. He's had too many. He had the Bellew one, but luckily Bellew mugged him off, so that was all right. Then getting booed.
Sorry, I'm just watching some of his fights here now. Like what Brook does, he's quite lazy with his fucking left hand, right? He never really brings it back up. And what is a fucking what's a left-hander great at? The overhand right. So I think like if Spence is like kind of going to maybe target that, maybe go for overhand right, then maybe like fucking go for a left in the body or something like that. There's a lot of ways to expect. Like Brook's defense isn't great, man. His hands are always fucking down. Expose him, but you need to push your will.
That's the Ingle thing, though, isn't it? They're like the Ingle fighters. They're all like reflex fighters, aren't they? They're not like a Gallagher trained fighter where they got high guard. It's all reflexes.
He is looking huge.
Look at Naz and that.
Aye. He's not a fighter that doesn't get hurt. Like Brook, that's for sure. But we really don't know Spence can take a punch either. He's been in with no cunt that can fucking hit him back.
It's going to be the old Jeff Lacey klaxon going wild, isn't it?
But this is no fault of his own. I think basically if he knew that Brook wasn't going to fuck him about with Golovkin and all last year, I think Spence would have maybe tried to get 1 or 2 fights in that meantime. Well, I think he was looking at that mandatory like a lot earlier. Like he fought in June last year, and Brook fought in September. So I think he was maybe looking at maybe getting the fucking Brook fight in December, January or something like that. Then he kidded on that he fucking had an injury. That injury was fucking bullshit. When did he fight
Bundu?
Algeria last June or something.
August last year he fought Bundu.
Because that was after the Olympics, wasn't it? He got like 6 million viewers or something.
No, that was Algeria, was it no?
No, he fought Algeria in April.
It was Bundu who was after the Olympics on NBC, wasn't it?
Here's a question. Does anyone think either guy might just get fucking wasted or completely schooled by the other? Or are we saying it's going to be close? Either way.
No.
Or is that a fucking stupid question?
Well, it's hard to say before the fight, isn't it? Knowing what we know about each, which ain't a lot.
It's dead hard to pick because we can flip this. We can look at it from both sides. Like Spence is fucking hungry as fuck to win a world title, right? Brook's got that world title. He's already made the money, but he might be like. He's not got that kind of hunger left in him because he's already done that. And he wants out of boxing, we know that. Or you can kind of flip it and turn around and say he knows he's got 1 or 2 fucking major pay-per-views left in him. He wins this fight. He proves everybody wrong. And then, see, this is probably the fight that makes Brook a pay-per-view fighter. Like, he's not a pay-per-view fighter. Right? Obviously, this is stuck on because he's a cunt. But I think, see, if he beats Spence, he'll never be on nothing other than pay-per-view. So that might push him to this, but we don't know. But see if Spence can take a punch and he's as good as boxing as we think he is, he could maybe walk through. Like Brook, I don't think Brook likes taking a punch. We've seen him get his nose broke against Carson Jones, but that was a while ago.
Is the eye socket a factor? Is the eye socket and maybe the weight?
I don't believe that was I don't believe it was an injury. For what I've been told is like he basically wanted to take time away so he could fucking go to gay bars. And he just used that as an excuse so he could kind of blend in with obscurity. And he's well known to get a hamster up the arse. That's what I've been told. Plusky told me that. Plusky, old man scout. Plusky.
Gilberto Ramirez is talking in that Double M fan club chat now, by the way.
Seriously, I get banned for that because I kept adding somebody for the radio.
Yeah, Gilberto's in here now, talking to Magic Matty.
Asked Gilberto to send nudes. So
No, we already fell out with too many boxes over stuff like that.
Yeah, I know. What are you picking then?
Me?
Aye.
Brook, but it's not a confident pick at all.
And what you pick, Macho? You pick Brook as well?
Yeah, I think, but only because of like just Brook's fine at home. Spence is travelling. Fair play for coming over here 2 weeks early. He did mention that he was struggling with the to acclimatise himself to like the jet lag and the time difference and stuff like that. So 2 weeks early, he should be acclimatised by then. But I just think the little bits and pieces, Brooks, more experienced fighting shit. He's fighting at home. Spence is fighting away. We know probably more about Brook than we do about Spence. It's only because of those reasons that I'm picking him. It's a sort of fight that if you could be inside both camps, like have absolute 24/7 access to both camps, then I'd be able to pick you a winner, I reckon, quite confidently. But because we don't know about how well Brook has made the weight, although we, what we've read and what we've seen, apparently he's made it really well. So I'm kind of just siding with Brook, but not confident at all.
The Sinchenko fight's on here, and just like coincidentally, Sinchenko fucking wobbled him in that fight, right? What was the punch that wobbled him? An overhand right. And
overhand right, yeah.
And he hit him again. Am I just a fucking genius? I tell you what, man, Brook's fucking like kid on woman's actually fucking tidy. I would like to penetrate that.
That was the old thing before the Golovkin fight, wasn't it? People saying, "Oh, Brook can win," and it was like, "Well, no, because Sinchenko wobbled him." So
yeah, but he took some big shots off Golovkin. To be fair, I know he was at a bigger weight, but
yeah, he went on his bike there, didn't he?
Well, I think his face broken. I don't know. I ain't got a fucking clue.
I don't believe that injury was real. I don't know. I think that was just.
Is anyone paying for it? Is anyone paying for it?
What?
I don't know. If I can, well, no, because you can stream them easy, can't you? So no, I won't be paying for it. You can get a HD stream, just fire up the laptop, and there's no need to pay for shit anymore.
No, but I don't pay. I get pay-per-view for nothing because my nephew works for Sky, so I don't pay for fuck all. But I wouldn't be paying for it anyway. I tell you,
you know what? You should mention your nephew because you don't mention him very much. I just know you got family in it.
Another one's coming to fucking Vegas for us, but I don't know if I've told. I've got plenty. I think I've told that story before. I don't know if I've told. Brook's missus is a fag hag. The Spence's camp seems a lot more confident than Brook. No, boom, call you make a point now. I said this before the chat. I was like, what I like about Spence is he's quietly confident. Like anything Brook says, he just fucking totally talks down to him with authority. You know how like people don't look. You know how like sometimes where like you're in work and that, and there's like that kind of quiet type of guy in there, but he just kind of fucking talks with serious authority, and you don't want to kind of fuck about with him because you think he's a bit of a mentalist. I put him like the way he just says, "Don't run for me, don't run for me." We'll see. Oh, I like big boys. Well, don't run for me then. I'll hit you with a chocolate brownie. What is a chocolate brownie? And then he's like, "I'm not your fucking JoJo dancer." Like
yeah,
that
was quality. That was. You're fighting someone your own size now.
So
Brook was going, "Oh, I love Southpaws," and he went, "I'm no fucking donut Dan."
Right. I'm confident, man.
I think we might see some intense beef at the weigh-in and all that as well. I think leading up to it, I think we could see some. We can see some intense, fucking amazing beef.
Some raw beef.
Yeah.
The worst thing Brooks ever said in the build-up was to the Golovkin fight when he went, "Oh, I'm a beast."
So it's just it's the Porter fight it's on now. Look at fucking Barry Hearn and Eddie Hearn. I would love nothing. No, I don't want to say that. I don't.
I've said
that flag nonce as well.
Oh, well, no, Rob Palmer's all right. I'm Rob Palmer.
What?
One of his only fans.
The call.
I think he's all right. But also, I just want to say quickly, I was on a chat with Shep about Brook's sort of queerness, and how quality would it be if Brook just fucking adopted the Goldust gimmick? That would be fucking wicked.
No, he'd have to be like more like a Liberace, wouldn't he?
Oh no, if he just come dressed up and he was just like trying to fucking kiss blokes and iron up there, fucking crush up and down. I think it'd be fucking wicked. If he just come,
Dude,
even if he come just as gold dust, it'd be so good.
Basically, fucking get on the scales and the buff. Just not giving a fuck, telling him not to put the towel up, just standing there with his fucking shaved boobs and back looking
Just do what BJ Flores did.
Aye, just fucking rubbing himself on the scales and saying, "This is what you're going to get after the fight." Just pointing over to fucking Spence. I was like, "Strap season. I'll fucking give you strap season tomorrow night. I will fucking enter you like a dragon."
Fuck's
You like.
sake. You just say enter him like the dragon.
Right. Just say I'm going to fucking see your cum face for hell. Oh. Look, I'm telling you, man, he is bent. There's absolutely no danger you can be that camp, no gay.
No, there's something wrong there, isn't there?
Aye, definitely. I bet that woman he's gone with, he's actually dating her brother, but she's just fucking. He's just giving her a good life, like fucking setting her up with a house, Wayne's and all that, making sure she's seen all right and stuff like that. But he's absolutely fucking drilling the asshole off her brother, man. He's basically his fucking holds like a fucking hose pipe into it, and he can like just put the wee plastic things up like out of South Park and fucking put a gerbil up his arse and all that. Fucking vile. You are a fucking horrible, vile human being, Kell-Brook. Absolutely disgusting.
Do you reckon he should leave her and be promoted by Kelly Maloney?
Oh. I think
just a proper corner that LGBT community, that thing.
It's fucking big money, and if someone came like a proper gay sportsman, fucking make a million.
Yeah, I've seen you have that conversation with her.
There is.
Jeff, it made me laugh about him dressed as gold dust. It made me chuckle.
Imagine Brook went onto the scales that he was wearing boxers, but he had the hard on and tucked up in the waistband, and you could just see the tappet with the foreskin, and he's just fucking.
What, like anything good's here, and then you just see his fucking chode hanging at the top of it.
just the fucking excess skin, man, and he's just going. He's just looking at Spence and he's going, oh, and like just freak him out, Spence. When you know what the Americans are like, man, they're pure homophobic as fuck. They're all fucking Christian.
Well, this is the thing. Do you remember when Dylan White put his hand on like Anthony Joshua's art? Imagine if Spence-Brook done that and started like rubbing his nipple, like tweaking fucking Spence's nipple and all that, and just started licking his lips. They'd fucking freak out. Like a big Texas redneck. They fucking go mental.
They're pure human growth hormone nipples. I can't wait to fucking suck the flavour right out of them. Man, he has got one dirty dick, can't he? That has been everywhere. I wonder if he fucking straps up. I wonder if he's always fucking raw dog. He'll end up being like fucking.
Do you reckon he's on weight because he's contracted AIDS?
He's probably.
And that's the way he's managed to shift it.
He's going to end up being like fucking Freddie Mercury. You'll see Brook in about 6 months' time. You know how when he disappears after a fight, he just puts hurdles of weight on. He's just a big fat cunt, and he's grew a tash. And he's always just walking about with a pair of trousers on and a hairy chest like Freddie Mercury, and just always fucking acting pure gay shit. Just getting about fucking picking up rent boys, get in my limo. Next thing you know, you're like, oh, you need to put a condom on. Shut up, rent boy. Here's an extra £100. I'm fucking getting right in about you. Like, can you feel that? He's like, oh, I can't touch the sides. Oh, get that into while you're young. I'm Kell-Brook. Eat me. Well, there you go. Oh, and then he's there saying that fucking I'm going to get a chocolate brownie. Spence, that fuck's a chocolate brownie. Fuck it, Spence is fucking knocking out that homo. Fucking hate gays. Fucking gay bastard. Gay.
Are you gonna get excited like you did when Salido beat Orlando Cruz?
Oh, that was fucking epic, wasn't it, man? I was loving it. Batter that pimp. Fuck him up. And I hate.
Because you're like liberal. You make a case for yourself, be like liberal as fuck it and just live and let live, like you don't give a fuck, and then all of a sudden you can't wait for Orlando Cruz to get his shit pushed in, literally.
Yeah, I was liberal as fuck when I'm not in that fucking WhatsApp chat, and then when I get in there for a couple of days, I fucking turn into a neo-Nazi. You know how when you play Super Mario Bros. And you get into that computer that level where like you kind of turn your back on a cloud and it starts following you, that's fucking Ainsley. Ainsley's that dark cloud. As soon as I fucking enter that level.
Ainsley makes you, he just drags you to a dark place.
I had to leave the chat yesterday so I could enjoy us winning the league. He was just fucking dragging me in. I was like, no, I'm not today. Not today, son. You will not have me, boy. Oh, fuck this,
Are
man.
we done?
You know what? I just want to basically. I want Spence to get disqualified. I want him basically the absolutely fucking like a proper Ivan, like Apollo Creed, where he's like, Italian. You know how the Ingles love a fucking quit and all. I bet the Ingles are Welshman. I bet like fucking Ingle and like Lockett are fucking spooning each other because I've got a quit in them. And then I just want to basically, and I just want to see Spence's like fucking Spence's uncle just get into the ring and the fucking smash Brook.
So there's a fucking lot of lycra in that camp in like wherever they are in Spain. Did you
They love
that?
that, don't they?
Oh, Ingle was fucking all tied up with his hands on his hips, and it was all a bit fucking Roy when it's all a bit Top Gun.
Jink after a session.
Was one like dressed as a policeman, one as an Indian, one as a fireman?
Yeah, I don't know. It's so fucking camp. It's unbelievable.
Jink look after they've fucking done a hard session, they're all sweaty shit. They're like, they're rehydrating, like fucking getting a lot of water in them, and they'll go for a shower, and like fucking the cleaners like comes in to clean the place because it's all fucking stinking of gay. And like, he walks into the shower, they bleach it, and it's like a fucking human centipede. It's just the full gym all fucking dicking each other, just a big conga train of fucking cock and ball.
Have they ever caught the fucking machete man?
No.
They knew who he was.
Yeah, they're not gonna. That's never gonna. It's never going to happen. No one will ever know about that.
They hussed it up good, I tell you. There must be brown envelopes going on, written past all over the place. They hussed it up completely. Jesus fucking Christ. Herm was out there within about fucking 8 minutes.
I was in my fucking glory when I heard that, man. I was like, he's going to die. He's going to lose a leg, man. But he's been back there sniffing his pan out, hasn't he? Tries to get wide with the wrong guy, and the guy's just been like, hold on, I'm away to take a shine, comes back with a fucking machete. They've obviously, they says that they know who it was, and he's back in England. So see if you knew who it was, the post would have lifted him right away. They don't want that story to come out. If that was a footballer, the guy would have been fucking all over the hinky news of the world back then. Homosexual boxer fucking gets stabbed after sucking off the wrong man.
Do you reckon Spence has located a slasher and he's ring walking with him? Just a proper shit rook up.
How good would that be?
I mean, but we've all been with that bird that's fucking, it's a pure fucking filth dog, isn't it? And she's fucking writing about like sucking fucking coke off your helmet and stuff like that. We've all been there. Right? That's what Brook was doing. Brook was probably fucking getting the beaner sucked right off him full of Charlie and said the wrong thing to this guy, man. He's like, nah, I'm having none of that. You're not going back to your woman. I'm going to take your leg off you.
The worst part of that story was when he was like, I was out with my missus and kids, and I was drinking with some random people, and I put them in a cab to go home, and I went on somewhere with these random people and carried on drinking, and then someone tried to stab me. You're like, are you fucking sure? Are you fucking for real?
That's how they get him in a taxi to Benhaven, and I just went to carry on getting a bit of drink with people I didn't know. We went back to this apartment, had a couple of drinks. That doesn't sound for, and when he's trying to tell that story in that pure fucking gay accent and all, you're like, no. What we're going to do is we're going to spread that you're gay, and you try to fucking suck off a drug dealer who didn't appreciate that, who took it on upon himself to absolutely do you big time. His leg was in some fucking state.
Do you reckon he just got?
You don't get done with a fucking.
Do you reckon he just got something on tick and didn't have no money, so tried just playing it off with like sexual favours?
There was definitely fucking gear involved. Joe, you know, like how it looks like everyone's been on Gilberto Mendoza about the Paul Smith fight. That might not happen now just because of how much shit he's got. Maybe like that's been a really good fucking campaign to, unite the boxing Twitter fan base. Maybe we need to start up one to find out who the slasher man is.
We've tried before and it didn't work.
Maybe we should try again.
I've been fucking.
Oh yeah. Shall we talk about that quickly? About that farce.
Fucking hell. What's there to talk about?
Well, there's not a lot to talk about, is there? But if it gets called off because of us lot being dicks about it, then
well, it's not about
we should all just quit Twitter and retire.
To be fair, most of it has been like when you look at that, he hasn't won a fight at 168, a 12 rounder for like 5 years. And when you just look at the numbers, there's just no justification for it. I don't actually think that you know, it's not just been, oh, he's fat and he's shit. It's just been, well, how? He had what, 3 6-rounders? He's lost. He's ranked higher than Abraham. Abraham beat him twice. Like, he hasn't fought a 168 in a 12-rounder for years. It's just, I just don't. I actually think it might not happen, because there's a reason that Hearn ain't tweeted about it, and there's a reason Paul Smith ain't. And the Sauerlands have gone quiet about it as well. So I wouldn't be shocked if it don't happen now.
Was he even signed?
Sauerland said it was. It was done and dusted. But Hearn's not said a thing. Matchroom account haven't said nothing. Paul Smith ain't said nothing. And then Mendoza, because he got like 2 days worth of nothing but abuse, he just come out and said that they're going to make a decision this week on it. Or he's going to make a decision this week.
Do you know how, like, when the first time you found out, like, Bin Laden was dead, obviously because it was never ever affecting like your life or all that, but see, when you just found that news out, you were so happy. It was as if, like,
no, that's not true, because he died long before that.
He fucking
he fucking did. He was dead long time before that.
Couldn't take that to your fucking paranoid fucking conspiracy podcast.
Well, it's actually fucking true. They just oh yeah, guess what? We found him and we've just lobbed him in the sea. Yeah, of course you did. Where's the video evidence? Where's the proof? No, we ain't got none. We're just going to tell you that we found him.
Bin Laden was the slasher.
It could well be. That's more believable than the story that they found him and killed him.
Mate, your head's fucking pickled. You'd probably fucking go to the Taliban. You'd probably go to Pop's Taliban and he fills your head with fucking nonsense. I bet you think fucking George Bush fucking done 9/11 and all.
Is the FA Cup final next week?
Yeah.
Aye.
It's actually a really good weekend for sport, innit? You've got the FA Cup final, you've got Brooks Spence. The Sunday you've got the Monaco Grand Prix, and then Indy 500 as well.
Who gives a fuck? It's the Scottish Cup final. Then the next day.
No one cares about fucking Sunday League football. Like, literally nobody cares about it.
Mate,
that Indy 500, I'm actually quite looking forward to that. Fernando Alonso's cool as fuck, man. I hope he wins that.
What's he starting? Fifth, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's probably the same level as Arsenal these days. Fucking Europa League boys. And Scottish Cup final, we're going for the unprecedented 67. And the next day it's the Henrik Larsson v Ludbom, where I've checked fucking charity event. Ooh, baby, it was all a dream. I used to read Bird Up magazine, saw the pepper have a day up in the limousine, took a picture on the ball. Right? Is that us then?
Yeah.
No,
yeah, we're done.
Die. Fuck the Queen. Up the fucking rat.
Up the Europa League.
Haha, get out.